cool guy here, a guy that's so cool, he did this song. We'll be right back.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
The moon is full and the stars are aligned. The sky is an eerie black.
In the sky.
It's the night of the biggest vampire on the hunt on the attack. He spreads his wings as he takes from the air like smoke from a roaring fire. Salivating for a little slice of that sweet carnal desire. On your marks, get ready, set, go! 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 So get on with the show!
Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, 14 floors above the floor. No more. And from an undisclosed location from the Pacific Northwest. This is the one
Still
and
the same.
only TWO Stoned. I am Johnny.
And I am Marco. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey, every week I go, you know what? Next week I guarantee I'm going to fix that intro. Haven't fixed it yet.
Just little by little, bit by bit, you get slightly better. Just like you're almost there. You're like 50% there.
Oh, what a night tonight's going to be. We finally got the guy.
Yes.
Everybody keeps asking us, what is that you guys play in front of your show? Who is that? What's going on? What the?
Yeah, where did that come from? Who is that guy? And to
What's
be
it about?
honest, yeah, and to be honest, when people ask us that, we're kind of just like, he's a guy we know, kinda.
We kind of know this guy.
Yeah,
he's very.
I mean, you talk to him sometimes.
All right, guy. I don't know. I don't think it is a Pizza Hut commercial, the Temple of Pan Pizza, but we're going to
But it
ask you
should
tonight.
be.
It should be. He's like, I ordered it plain. Should be part like one of the drops. Maybe I'll do a Johnny
distortion.
Kush remix. Johnny Kush remix.
Yeah, the Temple of Pan Pizza, the Kush parody version.
I'll become the new Weird Al alternative.
Weird alt.
Weird alt. So we're here we're here tonight live for the Pacific Northwest from Las Vegas. No longer 14 floors above the floor. I'm in the pool house at the Casa Kush, and we have a very exciting guest tonight, I think.
Yes, I believe he's ready for us. Please give a warm welcome to Naz Redna, the creator of Temple of Pan.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers,
Yeah.
and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. I have all the answers, everything you want to know about that. But you know what? I couldn't see or hear it, but we'll troubleshoot that later. I just hear you guys.
It's going wonderfully.
I'm just gonna roll with it and assume it went well.
We also want to welcome
the song
our,
has rocketed. The song has rocketed up the charts in China thanks to Johnny Kush. So
absolutely.
thanks for
We
all
also
the
want
support.
to give a big shout out to our unmiked third member, Pause Realities, here tonight. Big
Yes.
shout out to our Florida
Yes.
man.
We love our Florida men.
Do y'all know who Pause Reality is?
He's a fellow moderator on Dailish's streams. We
Okay.
talk sometimes on Discord.
Okay. Yes, I see him every week here.
He can read your mind. He can create electrical blackouts by his mind. I'm not even kidding. This
I'll believe
guy was a guinea pig back in Tuskegee, Florida.
Tuskegee.
he was a Tuskegee ground man. All right. Anyways, okay. Back to the Temple of Pan. We need to know finally.
Yeah.
And by the way, you got to listen to that with headphones. Without headphones, you are not getting a full. Just right now, it was like an orgasmic experience. There's shit going on. There's double bass drums I didn't hear before. There's drops. There's now all of a sudden from out of nowhere, there's goddamn dubstep at the end. What's going on here?
It's fun. I love it. I love creating it.
It's great. I love it. It's like 18 genres of music in 5 minutes, and it's perfect. I love it.
Well, the older I've gotten, the more genres I've been influenced by. So it's kind of like just a blender of everything I've been influenced by. Primarily Black Sabbath and Ministry, I would say.
Nice.
Some Alice in Chains too. Pantera.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I like to say it's a mix of Black Sabbath and Ministry because, like Black Sabbath, when I heard the song "Into the Void" from Master of Reality, that song just there's something about that song that just was like, that's what I want. That tone, that's what I want to do right there. But I didn't learn how to do it until later in life, so that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I mean that tone is ridiculous, and when I saw that rig, you're getting that tone out of.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's a Fender frontman, and I modded it to output into my computer, and I record from the amp directly in your computer. I don't use any digital. I mean, nowadays you can go online and I want Dimebag sound, and you press a couple of buttons and you download it to your foot pedal and you have his tone. But this is real. It's real tone.
No, it's a thick Sabbath, Ione, Zakk Wylde, just thick, and it's great. So what exactly is the fucking Temple of Pan? It's driving me crazy. I don't know what that means.
Oh man, I have all the answers. This goes back
all right,
decades.
We need them.
I've never told this story before. This is great.
I think you've told me like the Cliff Notes version in private.
Yeah, but I've never really gone into it. So it's a voice message that was left to me from a childhood friend. And these voice messages, I kind of cut them up a little bit for the Temple of Pan. I pulled out the good stuff from one of the calls. I have several, and I think I'm going to use another one. From his voice messages, but I saved these messages. They were on like the old school mini cassette tapes. Remember those that were in the first? So that's how long ago these messages were. And I saved that tape. And then,
wow.
Yeah. And eventually a friend I used to be in a band with, and to this day, I mean, it's been 30 years, we still talk. But anyway, he and his guitar tone is very influential on me. But he digitized it. We were doing like computer editing back at like Cool Edit Pro with digital workstations, and we've been doing it for a long time. Long story short, he digitized those tapes. So then they started floating around. I sent them to other friends, and then we all just started, mimicking them. And we'd text each other like light a candle, so it's been kind of a thing going on for years with all my friends. And then when I finally picked up the guitar and started writing the riffs that were in my head, I wanted to use that voicemail. And I met him when I grew up in New Orleans, and he was a weird dude, very weird. He was
you don't say.
Yeah, he was weird back then. He was one of those kids. Our parents were like, "Okay, we need to investigate him," because he looked like he was a man, but he was only like 14.
I had a cousin who was like that, but that's just because he lost his hair early.
Yeah, I mean, this kid was shaving at 14, but we were like 11, and we met him somewhere in the neighborhood, and so. He eventually, I moved to Memphis, and then he started calling me and leaving me all these messages, and he would send me, he'd ask me for diagrams of my room, and he'd ask for
Diagrams of your
yeah,
room.
yeah. He would send me things with all these symbols on it, like these letters with symbols on it, and he'd handwrite all these letters to me. It was alarming. I'll be quite honest with you. It was,
Yeah, no shit. You did, dude. Asked you for a blueprint of your room. Fuck no,
That's it.
dude.
yeah,
That's it. That's where it ends.
And we lost touch with him around Katrina. No one knows what happened to him since then. So I don't know where he is, but I wanted the song to be a tribute to him as well. He's never done anything wrong to us, or when we were young, or anything like that. And the voice messages, you just can't write that stuff. It was just so perfect, and I just had to write a song about it.
Yeah, I got Jason Bardo X in the chat says, "Merry Christmas, mofo's." Merry Christmas to you, Jason.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Jason.
But
we know where it comes from. But what the fuck? What the fuck does Temple of Pan mean?
Is this? I'm assuming from what you're telling me that Temple of Pan is just like a mental construct in his head.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
no. I think what he meant was, I don't know. It was just in the voicemail. It's what we think it is. I don't know. He never explained to me what the Temple of Pan was, but it just stood out. I assumed it's like he's in his living room with in a circle with candles, and he called it the Temple of Pan.
See,
okay. So we'll never know.
No, I was thinking that maybe he called you from an abandoned warehouse or something, and he was like, "Oh, this is my temple." You know what I mean?
He used to leave more details in the messages, he'd tell me the address that he lived, and I actually went to New Orleans 2 summers ago, and I drove by. It's been redeveloped, but I even know what street and what address he was calling from. It's weird. It's bizarre. It's very bizarre. It's authentic. It's real. It wasn't written, and some people think who have heard the song, they think that's the lead singer. I'm like, no, that's a voice message.
Yeah. Yeah, it's technically gibberish.
Yeah.
And then as the song goes along, it gets more and more disturbing.
Yeah, he's got that really creepy laugh. It's like, but hey, ain't that fun? It's it's New Orleans. I mean, he's straight. You could just hear it in New Orleans in his voice. I think the song is basically, I interpret it as astral projection. Have y'all heard of astral projection?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
I think you might have melted Paz Reality's brain with that song. Honestly, that's what he's been trained for that.
That's what they subjugated him to, is to handle good music like that.
Yeah, so I think he was talking more of astral projection. I don't know. I don't remember what I left in the song at this point, but the basis of the voicemail was he was having a housewarming party, and it was going to be on Saturday at 11:11. That was the time he said. And he goes, I know you can't be there. I know you can't be here in the spiritual, but I do invite you to be here in the... No, I know you can't be here in the physical, but I invite you to be here in the spiritual. So join me tonight, 11 p.m. Light a candle or do whatever you have to do. So that's what it was. He was wanting me to spiritual. Yeah. But I left that part out because I didn't want to go in a housewarming party and stuff. But that's kind of the basis of the original call. Was he was having this...
I thought it was a guy... I thought it was a guy mourning someone's death.
No,
when they have the candlelight vigils. Light a candle or whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually that's probably, that wasn't what I was thinking, but that was also a good guess.
Yeah. I tried to make it more with the video because I'm a video editor in real life. I wanted to make it kind of like a spiritual journey. And you'll see some New Orleans footage in there. And it's kind of like I'm flying from Memphis into New Orleans, in a spiritual level. Like when he's talking about the room and you see the door open. And I kind of interpret it like my guitar playing and I'm sort of going into that astral plane,
Mhm.
and that's what the video does. So I want my videos to reflect what's going on in the song too.
Right.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
the first time when I started talking, you go like, "Hey, man, I got this song." I'm like, every dude I know has a song. He's gonna send it over. It's gonna sound like shit, and I got to pretend to like it.
Right. And then you'll put me on like some sort of like music rescue show, and you'll just slam it.
Yeah, I'm like,
Podcast rescue.
there's no way this is gonna be any good. And the first note hits, and I'm like, "What? Well, hold on. This guy knows how to get a guitar tone. Oh, this now I don't even, you know what? I don't even want to play it on my show because it looks so fucking good. And the rest of the shit we play afterwards looks like absolute shit.
This
Your
has
shit's
to be
in-
copyrighted, right?
Yeah, your shit's in 4K.
Sure.
Our shit's in nothing. We get fucking copywritten every time we play it. So
Do y'all
Yeah.
really? You know what? I do have a license through TuneCore. I don't know if that's triggering it.
it's not
But
a.
I don't
It's-
trigger it.
No, it's an excusable copyright infraction. I mean, it's not like we're threatened to be kicked off or anything, but no. So you do have somebody looking out for your money.
It must be TuneCore.
Hopefully they
They
give you
pay.
some.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to take some time. It's going to take another couple songs would have many.
Yeah.
And the next song is going to be a banger.
Mhm.
No, and like I
Yes.
said, I hear guys send me their stuff all the time, and I'm like, it's just bad. But this is the first time I've actually listened to a song that made me think. It's incredible. And with headphones on, when you're high like I am right now, it's an experience that you need to experience.
Well,
Yes.
thank you. I mean, I really appreciate everything you're saying right now. I really do. Because, I mean, like 25 years ago, I was playing in bands and garage bands and metal bands, and we wouldn't play. I mean, if we had a packed show, it was rare. It was because we're opening up for someone, but it was just blood, sweat, and tears, and you were playing to no one. No one. The internet really wasn't around. So the fact that anyone's seeing my song or hearing it, to me, is amazing.
Yeah.
And it feels good. It really does, especially at my age. Because it's when I started, there was no internet, there was no social media, and now I can create my own stuff and put it out there, and people are actually watching it, so it's great.
Yeah, my dad goes on about that all the time, where I just make stuff. I make music on my phone all the time. That's how I made the intro to our podcast and to a few other things as well. But I was just trying to show my dad how it all works on my phone, and he always defaults to just bitching about it and just going like, "Do you have any idea what I had to do just to learn how to record a fucking guitar when I was your age? Do you have any idea how much money I had to save
and
just to
tone
get a
chasing?
fucking and tone chasing and also like, just like other than tablature charts that are in guitar magazines, I had to learn everything by ear, which means I had to listen to songs over and over and over and over again so that I could get it right every time. And then you're just on your phone just going like, oh yeah, you just move this here, you put this effect here, you twist that dial there, and then boom, it's perfect.
Do you know it took 31 people to mix Dark Side of the Moon? They literally had to have guys when they mixed. At this time, you had to lower the fader. They all had to be done manually. 31 guys at the board on 50 channels, manually moving everything.
Well, since we're talking about engineering and mastering and mixing and all that, I do have to give a shout out to Rene Perez of Mainstay Recordings. He plays in the grindcore band Flash Parade, and much like you guys, I met him through pod. Well, I was a fan of Flash Parade, but I asked him to come on my show on YouTube, and I interviewed him, and since then we've become friends. So, we ran in the same circles many decades ago. So me and him worked together, and he did, I did the recording here, but he did the mixing in New Orleans, and he made the guitar sound better than what I can hear. But it's close. I mean, he's not doing much, but he is making it he made that song sound great. I just hand him all the files, I did all the sound effects. He did the drums. He played the bass, and
Sick.
so it's really a collaboration between me and Rene Perez from Flash Parade to make it sound good, because I couldn't have made it sound as good as it does.
So
Thanks to him.
did Renee mix it and master it himself?
I sent him the stems, so he dropped them into his Logic, I believe is what he uses, and then he started, remixing and mastering. And I mean, he'll tell me what to do. He'll say, "Okay, record that again," or So we do a remote, and then that's how it works.
Yeah, because it's one of the best mastered things I've ever heard.
That's great to hear. Yeah, mainstayrecords.com.
I mean,
He's
the
in-
drums. I don't know what the drums that he's using are fucking insane.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
never heard drums that sounded that good. They're mixed well. And
he did all the drums, and we used Godflesh is a band that most death metal people like. That's an industrial band, but they came from Napalm Death, so they were one of the first sort of hard metal that used a drum machine intentionally for the sound. Right. So we're kind of, that's the only thing I say that I kind of took, not for so to speak, is we did use whatever drum sound Godflesh used. We used that to program these Temple Pan drums.
Yeah, but you can tell that he's also added tons of EQ to them and made them sound realistic.
Right.
They don't sound like in the can shit drums like you usually hear on most metal guys' records lately.
Awesome. It's great to hear. And you want to talk about can I talk about the next song?
Sure, if you want to. It's your song.
Well, the next song is going to be called Alpha Beta. It's being worked on right now. It's going to feature many different musicians. It features the guitar player from Epic of Unlight and Incineration, which are two death metal bands in Memphis that have been around for decades. He's going to play a lead solo, which is something I don't do, but I have a spot for it. He's the perfect person. Renee's going to do the drum programming.
Hell yeah.
And on vocals, none other than Marco.
Marco?
Our very
boy
own.
Marco?
Yes.
Our boy Marco?
Yes. He wrote the lyrics. He wrote the lyrics. We have a demo, and we're recording the main tracks right now, and Marco is lead singer. If you like Hollywood Vegas Vampire in the beginning, that's Marco on vocals. Add that on top of Temple Pan, and that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, basically.
Ooh. See, I'm making that face from what's his name, the right, all right. I'm making that face right now. That ooh.
What's so interesting about that is I always loved that song, Vegas Vampire, y'all play. And I thought it was, some band of, I didn't know what it was, but I always was intrigued by it. But usually I'm listening to y'all's show Wednesday morning when I go to work. And so I could never like Google it or whatever. So one day I got to work early. I Googled it and I was Googling the lyrics. Nothing was coming up. So then I messaged Marco because I know he does your music. And I said, who's the song? He says, "Oh, that's my song." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "You sing? That's you? You're singing that?" And I actually was trying to find out who that singer was, and it happened to be Marco. And we started working together. Yeah. And then we started working together. I sent him the demo. I sent him the song. I told him what I wanted it to be about, what the samples are about. He spit out some awesome lyrics. He immediately, a week later, he sent me his vocals on top of it. And I was just like, it was just perfect. Just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, he's more talented. You know why? Because he played that marimba in high school.
Yes, I played a lot of percussion instruments in high school, but I don't know how that translates to singing ability. So we'll see.
Well, what I like
melody.
What I like about Marco is, the obvious route to go is like a death metal route or hardcore route. Marco doesn't really do that, and that's what I was looking for. But it's hard to find that with style. and I think Marco has that, and I can't wait for y'all to hear the song.
I can't
Yeah,
either. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Marco because I know when we first started that song, he sent over the backing track, and I go, you know what, Marco, I want to write some lyrics and sing on that. And he goes, cool. 2 weeks later, he's like, dude, what's going on? I'll fucking do it, you lazy asshole. That's how it became what it became.
That's literally what happened. Was like I was just sitting there going like, Johnny, I could literally come up with lyrics in a goddamn day. And it's just, and then I just literally shout out some lyrics and send it to him. I'm like, this work, and he was just like, well, these are perfect. I'm like, great, I'll get started.
Yeah, Johnny's timeline is not right. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yes, you operate on a different time from the rest of the world.
That's the truth.
I start working on shit, and then I'm like, yeah, I've just been working on it. I'm like, I've been working on this documentary for 1.5 years. I just realized. To me, it's 10 days.
Johnny, are you going to finish that? I know which one you're talking about.
I'm going to finish it before the end of the year. I promise.
Okay.
Well, you got about less than a week.
Yeah,
it sounds fascinating.
It's pretty much done. I just got the labor of dragging pictures and videos over narration. You know how it goes. It's a long process.
Oh, so tedious. It's tedious.
You'll sit and work on something for like 3 hours, and then you go play it, and you're like, oh my God, I just created 3 minutes worth of material.
Yeah, I know. Especially when you're a perfectionist, it's really difficult to let go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get sued. I want to do it right because I'm going to get sued.
100%. Man, I know. Why are you doing it?
Because I want to get sued.
I tell you what, Marco, you might not know this story, but my first interview with Johnny, we talked about Danny Masterson, and I never got so much hate mail in my life.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. There was a lot of people that wanted to jump down Johnny's throat about that, huh?
Man.
God.
I think I never been ratioed like that before.
I think it depressed the guy. I think to a point where he almost stopped broadcasting after that.
Yeah, it was because I'm most of my videos are like it's like 100%, 100%, and Johnny comes along, it's like 30%. I'm like, damn man, people hate this guy, but that's why I like him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and also it's a phrase that I've heard before said by I think it was Winston Churchill that said, if you have enemies, then that's a good thing because it means you're doing something right. So on one hand, I agree with you, but on the other hand, that might also just mean you're an asshole.
Yeah, it could just be an asshole.
But those are the people. Those are the kind you want on your team.
Yeah, exactly.
And all I did was tell the truth. Nothing was even bad that I said on that show. But you cannot defend somebody that's already been convicted by everybody.
No,
apparently not.
No, 9/10 of the truth is perception, and he is perceived to be a monster. So if you dare be one part of that 10%, then yeah, you get crucified for it, which is stupid.
I mean, it was so bad. It got so bad. He literally had to erase it off of the internet.
I did. It's the only thing.
Wow. I didn't know you were
going through some personal stuff too. I was going through something that was really difficult to go through, and when that, like looking at my phone every second and being told I support a rapist, I was like, I
can't. Well, when you put it like that.
One comment was talking about Johnny and myself, and they go, "We need to search these guys' hard drives."
Yeah, that's you got to understand when I agreed to do this show with him, I didn't expect to make any money doing this.
I had to go back and clean up some of my Johnny Cush material.
You have to.
I did.
I don't know why I keep getting deplatformed. I don't understand.
Yeah, and you totally are, man. You're definitely shadow banned. There's no doubt.
Everywhere.
And I didn't want your shadow ban to rub off on me. I put a lot of
Yeah.
work into this website. I mean, this
Exactly.
channel.
Some fucking asshole comes along and ruins everything. That's Johnny Cush.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he convinces
he's-
me that Danny Masters is innocent. I go along with it, and I'm called a rapist by everyone. Like,
See,
what?
I just laid out what happened, and it's just the facts. There was nothing. It's not like, hey, I think this guy should do this more often. I'm into this. No, here are the
Yeah.
facts. But nope,
Yeah.
nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear facts anymore. You just don't talk about it.
yeah.
No.
Which is why we do this shit on Rumble, because at least if YouTube takes it down, it's on Rumble at least.
Yeah, and that's where they live right now.
Yeah, because it seems like as long as you don't cause too much of a stink over a Rumble, they don't give a shit what you do.
Yeah.
No, I've gotten 2 episodes pulled from Rumble. They just pull the episodes, though. They don't throw you off permanently.
Really?
Well, at least
what
there's that.
episodes?
Well, I did
Do
a
you know what you
5.5
talked about?
No, I know exactly what I did a 5.5 minute murder montage with the Benny Hill music playing underneath.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what got me.
See, I could have
And then
told you
another
that
one.
was a bad idea.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I didn't ask.
And I tell people that's why I go on super late at night, so the kids are in bed. This is adult programming.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but true, it is adult programming, but I would not encourage anyone under 18 to listen to this show at all. But if you do, you're real cool. I hope you know that.
Yeah, you're one of the cool kids that knows what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the know. You're part of this club that only you know about.
No, I felt terrible. I'm like, oh my god, I go on and I hurt this guy's channel.
No, I felt bad. I had to apologize to you because I was like, man, this is something I don't agree with, taking anything down. But like I'm going through something right now, and I can't. I just can't. And you understood, so that was cool.
No, right at the second, I'm like, yeah, rip it off. Let's scrub it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was doing tremendous numbers. Like with
I know.
that was the thing that hurt. I mean, it got up to like 8,000, I think, and or maybe I don't know. It got up to it was up there. But it was all negative, and I just was like, man, this is not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to like upset people, And,
Yeah.
I just had to bite the bullet just for my own mental health and just take it down.
And
Well,
the
at least
sick
take that
bastard-
down. It was really I left the full interview up, but it was just I clipped that one part, and that's what really got people going.
It's funny. Paz thinks that Marco deserves a raise. Come on, bro.
What is this, Johnny on Steel Toe?
Well, I don't know. Maybe if you'd send us a tip or once in a while, pause, we could reach the goal of paying Marco.
I mean, he is going to get a free pair of fucking shoes. I mean, come on, I'm not Scrooge.
Hey, those shoes look pretty cool. I would like a pair.
Don't they?
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on them.
So I might make it. We might do a custom Nas shoe with a release of the new song. Maybe we'll have a shoe related to the song.
Alpha Beta. That's what it's going to be called. Alpha Beta.
Ooh, there we go. Well, pink
Yeah.
and blue. Pink and blue.
Maybe.
We'll workshop it.
By the way, people that are tuning in for the new shoe design, we are not going to be able to get it going till January 6th because we're in Italy. And in Italy, people love their employees and give them 3 weeks off. Bad for us, good for them. But January 6th, we'll have the new design ready to go.
Sick.
Okay.
Freaking Italians.
You know they get 3 months off a year?
I did not know that.
That sounds nice.
3 months off. They only have to
They do
work
it
9
right.
and 4-day work weeks.
Wow, they do it right.
Imagine your life having Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, and only working 9 months out of the year.
I wouldn't be up right now putting freaking Dollhouse together.
Oh, we got to get into that now. Every poor son of a bitch father across America right now. It's
One of them.
2 a.m. in New York, and it's the kids are asleep, And
Yeah.
now we're in basements across America trying to put together Chinese shit that makes no sense.
I have cursed the whole country of China over and over again. I cursed them all.
Hey, pause.
No.
We were kidding about the donations. We don't take money on the show yet.
They won't let us. It's not from lack of trying. They just don't want us to succeed.
And if you're willing to pay for this shit, we're going to have you mentally evaluated.
Yes. Yeah. Well, don't give us money. If you give us money of your own volition, there is something wrong with you.
We're the anti-podcast. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to say,
Mhm.
drop the pause comment in there. We're all
we
hyped.
are the
Dollhouse. So we got a dollhouse tonight. This thing is ridiculous. He sent over a picture of it. It's 4 feet tall.
Yeah. It's awful.
32 rooms, I think it said.
Well, yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Does she even have that
65
many dolls?
accessories.
Oh yeah, my daughter does.
Okay. Well, at least she has a place to put them.
Yeah. It's just daunting right now. I've done kitchens like last year. I've done bikes. I've done this every year. I've been doing this for my oldest son is 19. I've been doing this for 19 years straight.
You think you get used to it by now?
Well,
Okay,
I
now-
kind of am. But
So
this one's tough.
You've been doing it for 19 years. Was there anything that you just said, you know what? Fuck this. He ain't getting it. I can't do it.
Oh.
This is shit.
I feel
ain't
that way
doing
right
it.
now. I feel that way as we speak. I literally feel like giving up right now. It is so daunting. There's parts everywhere. There's boxes everywhere. They're all numbered. I can't find anything. It's just a fucking like I really do feel like throwing in a towel. I do.
And Dawes is a pretty intelligent guy. It's not like he's a dummy. You know what I mean?
No, I build shit. I build all kinds of stuff.
The guy's a fucking engineer in real life. He can't put together a dollhouse.
Well, I'm not an engineer, but I am a house. You know, I've owned a house for 20 years, so I've learned a lot of stuff thanks to YouTube. But yeah, I don't have a lot of money, so I end up having to do shit myself.
Fair enough, man. We've all
Yeah.
been there.
Well, when you have to do stuff yourself, you learn, and that's kind of that's the way it goes. I learned a lot. though.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
like challenges. I do like. For some reason, I like to torture myself with this kind of stuff, and I like to have these ridiculous goals. And like, I'm going to build this, and I'm not going to stop, and I'll get it done, and it'll be done, and my daughter will wake up all happy. It'll happen. It could take me 5 hours, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had kids, I'd raise them a different religion.
Ugh.
You raised him to be a Buddhist.
Just anything other than Christmas. Like, Dad, why do we got to buy you Christmas presents? Well, I'm Christian, kids. We don't get any. No, you're not Christian. Sorry.
Oh yeah, well I'm Christian now. No, that's not how that works. You don't get to pick until you're 18.
No, you're Jewish. Here's a pack of erasers.
Go play with your top.
Oh, erasers. Well, what's his name's dad's over there building a dollhouse.
You can pay. You can charge rent for this freaking thing, man.
Oh God, kids! I ain't got them.
Man, yeah, it's just like one of those things where it's like you did it, and there's no going back. So you just do it. You go forward and you do it for 19 years straight.
Yeah.
With
Well,
many more to go. There's no option.
You either pull out or go forward. There's no in between.
I went forward too many times. 3 times.
On the bright side, though, it's nice that you can provide a home and some nice gifts for your family.
Absolutely.
It's a very joyous, happy time of year.
No,
of course.
It really is, man. There's nothing like seeing your kids happy.
And I'll be honest, I'm a little jealous. I wish I was putting something together for my little kid. But you know what? If I had a kid, I'd have to lock my door every night because I'd be scared he'd come in and kill me.
If he's your kid, then yeah, probably.
I think can pause if you worked up the telepathic shit yet. He could probably telepathically build that from his home.
Oh God,
For you.
please! I'd Venmo you. Sure.
And honestly, looking at that, my daughter would wake up to those things just like duct taped. Put together with like wood putty, spray painted pink. It's real sexy. Look at all the windows are pink now. It's a Barbie castle.
I made it better.
There's a reason I'm not a father, because I would be a horrible father.
And that's what I said in one of our interviews. People like you should be celebrated for not. You know what I mean? Like y'all should be given special parking, whatever y'all want. Y'all should get because y'all made a responsible choice, unlike these other assholes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for not bringing any more idiots like you into the world.
Yes, thank you for being smart
No,
enough
not that.
to
But knowing you're not, you know what I'm getting at.
yeah,
No, I
knowing
know.
that you don't have the responsibility or the will to be a father, you just consciously go like, I can't do it. I'm not gonna bother.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we need more people saying, "No, I'm not cut out for this shit," because that's why we have crime. Look around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I would do is I'd call up the doctor and go, like, what's the first stage you start remembering stuff?
Yeah, you got about 2 years to screw up.
So, until they can remember, that kid's in a fucking cage with a water bottle like a hamster.
Oh man, listen. My 19-year-old, I've apologized to him as adults. So, man, I didn't know what I was doing, dude. I'm so sorry.
I was a good kid when I was a baby. I was the reason why my parents wanted to get a second one because I was such a good kid. My brother, on the other hand, could not sit still. He could not go to bed if his life depended on it, to the point where when he was a literal toddler, my dad would hear just this loud thump, and then he would just wander out. And my dad would just be like, "Didn't I put you in the crib? I'm pretty sure I put you in the crib." So then he would go and pick him up and put him in the crib. And then sure enough, he'd hear thump. And then my brother would walk out again. And again, my brother's a toddler. There's no way he's crawling out of the fucking crib. So he's like looking in there and just going like, okay, I'm just going to take away the pillows. Maybe he's making a pile out of the pillows. And so he takes away the pillows. And then later on, just thump. And he comes out again. And so then he picks him up, puts him in the crib. And he's like, all right, I'm just going to sit here and watch you. And he just sat there in the hallway and just watched him. And he said, I don't know how long I sat there, but I watched this toddler just put his two middle fingers on the crib and pull himself by two middle fingers, pull himself over the crib just enough that he could, with his fat toddler head, flop over and hit the ground.
Yeah, we all have one of those kids. Once you have several, you have one of those. He sounds like one of them.
Yeah, now he's heavily armed and on drugs.
Yeah.
Yes. Although I will say he probably does need the drugs.
Yeah, I heard you talking about him last week.
Yeah. He's been on the show a couple of times, and I think he's Papa Shango. That's my brother.
Okay.
The great Papa Shango.
Yeah,
Papa
yeah.
Shango.
You think? Yeah, it's if people who know us, like, you could tell that we're brothers, but if we were like side by side and you just hear us talk, it's like you would never guess that we are brothers because we just look different. We're interested in a lot of different things. It's like, no, we grew up together, and we kicked the shit out of each other for like 15 years straight. You know?
Yep. That's what happened. My two boys are fighting all the time. It just happens.
Yeah.
They love each other.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that my dad established early when we started fighting was, of course, my mom being a mom, she doesn't want us to fight, doesn't want us to get hurt because that's her job,
Right.
But my dad was just like, no, let them fight. They need to establish the pecking order.
Yes.
They need They need
Yes.
to establish who is in charge. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not going to let them kill each other, but they need to work this out.
That's
You
true.
know?
I usually let them get a couple in before I break them up.
Right. Yeah. Once they start swinging, then I'm going to jump in and go like, okay, hold on. Let's talk about this. But if they're just, if they're just wrestling and they're pushing and they're yelling, it's like, just let them work it out. Whatever it is they're fighting about, just let them handle it. You know?
Once I hear like the sound of like flesh being hit, like that slap, that's when I know to step in.
Yeah.
I remember the Sammy Hagar story with the Van Halen brothers. He said them two fuckers would fight every day.
Mm.
And if
I bet.
anybody tried to get in, like Sammy goes, the first time I saw them going after each other, I tried to get in and break them up. They both turned around and kicked my ass.
Yeah. Mind your own damn business.
He goes, every time they'd start fighting, I'd look over at Michael Anthony and he'd go, just don't worry about it, dude. They'll fight themselves till they're tired.
Yeah. That's just how brothers are sometimes, man. And
And they were 50 years old when this was going. This wasn't in the early days. This was still 2004. They're
Yeah.
That
fucking
was a lot
punching
of
each other in
drinks,
the
I'm
face.
sure. I'm sure that was a lot
Yeah.
of alcohol.
No, that's when they were sober.
Wow. Sounds
Yeah.
like the Oasis dudes. The
Yeah, it
Gallaghers or
does.
whatever they are.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but sometimes brothers are like that. It is that weird thing of like I said, me and my brother kicked the shit out of each other for 15 years. But there is that weird thing of like, yes, I do hate your guts because you're my brother and I'm forced to live with you. But you are still my brother, which means that if anybody else comes to fuck with you, I will beat them within an inch of their life because I practiced on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you're a dick and I don't like you, but you're the only brother I got. So my job is to keep you safe, you know?
Let me ask you this, Marco. You are the older one, right?
Yes.
So do you have that big brother strength? Like you will always be able to beat them up no matter
yeah.
what because you're the
Oh,
bigger,
yeah.
you have that mental edge.
Well, here's the thing: is that toe to toe, yes, I could destroy him. But what
Okay.
what he has the advantage of me on is that he is quicker than me. So as long as I can't get my hands on him, he'll be okay. But if I touch him, he's dead. And and to the point where my brother even figured that out early. Where I have no recollection of this, and he doesn't either. But my parents swear up and down this is a true story. That I would just bully my brother all the time when we were little. And he realized really early that he couldn't just fight me because I would overpower him every time. So what he did was, again, toddler, like 1 or 2 years old. He would grab like a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox car and he put it in his mouth. And then he would go into the hallway and like put an arm and a leg on each end of the hallway and Spider-Man crawl up to the roof. And then he would just hang out up there and wait for me to walk underneath, and then he would just drop on top of me and then just beat me over the head with this Matchbox car in his fist like a fistful of keys. Like he would just fall on top of me and just bap 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 and then just run into the bathroom and lock himself.
Wow. A fucking psychopath. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, and apparently it worked for a while until eventually I walked into the hallway and went, wait a second. And then I looked up, and sure enough, there he was. And I just went, so, you gonna come down? And he went, no. So like, you look like you're getting tired. And he went, nope. So I just stood there and just like, you're gonna fall. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are.
That sounds like my kids.
Yeah. Brothers are just fucking insane.
Okay, a little update from Pause here. Some info about the mental so-called powers.
Okay.
Started after I got deployed to Iraq and got multiple back near-death experiences. Had a Silent Hill Void moment as 2 kids got exploded in my face.
Oof.
At Pulse Reality, I have a NDE as well. What the fuck's
Near
an
death
NDE?
experience.
Oh yeah, I thought he was saying nudes. I thought he had nude pictures.
Mhm. That's what I said. I posted that. Near death
How
experience.
traumatic are those nudes?
Nude death
It can be.
experience. Well, a nude death experience would be something new.
Yeah.
I almost died naked. I, so okay, yeah, yeah, you know, was the Flatliners? Were you in like the movie Flatliners?
Well, I've heard Johnny talk about, you've seen some pretty heavy stuff when you were younger.
Yes, I've seen some stuff.
Yeah.
If I seen some stuff you mean growing up in Wisconsin, then yes.
No, I mean, like seeing that kind of stuff firsthand, based on stuff I've heard on your show, like electrocutions and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it happens.
Yeah.
Literally almost died to a dick pump.
Oh, yeah, that one.
He did some crazy things, popped off when he was asleep. I was sleep deprived, depressed, and hyped on caffeine. I would experience gateway event. I don't know where we're going with this.
Yeah, we're getting dark. It's getting
Yeah.
dark. Brought up
Yeah,
people's faces getting exploded on.
Yeah, it's part of the reading material that he has sent me, which I promise we will get to it eventually. Pause. It's just Johnny had to go to a funeral, and then Christmas was around, but we'll get to you next year in January for sure. I've got it written down.
Yes, and then what Marco will do is he'll consume the information and he'll get it down so I can understand it.
Yes, I can't trust Johnny to read anything, especially when it's government files. I can't trust that he can read anything past 5 syllables.
You heard me struggle through that email. Chat.
Oh, God, the misspellings are horrible. On your I swear you do it on purpose. I think it's a work. I think Johnny's smarter than what he reads.
No, I know exactly what he's doing, and I'll tell you right now, he doesn't type shit. It's all word to text.
Yep.
Yes, you're right. I've noticed that. Definitely. You have to interpret it, what he's saying. And that's what it is.
Johnny can't be fucked or bothered to type. He can't type if his life depended on it.
He's too busy doing other things with his fingers.
It takes so long.
It doesn't take long. How fucking.
I'm old, I still got that one finger text thing.
It takes longer to say delete, backspace, period.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't say that. I just do 6 fucking day run-on sentences.
You
Pick
just
your
say
periods.
you just whatever it interprets, you go with. You don't check. You just like, oh, that's good enough. They'll figure it out.
Nas Reality found the 2 least responsive men on the internet to talk to today. We are so bad at getting back to anybody at any time. Both of us, me and Marco.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, we're not used to having people in the chat.
Yeah, we just got used to not texting each other ever.
Yeah.
We'll talk each week.
Yeah, we just gather notes and we don't say shit until next Tuesday.
Y'all aren't as bad as Jason Bardo X, someone else I talked to on podcast with. Like, you'll be in the middle of a conversation and it'll just end, and then he'll pick up a week later like nothing happened. Like a week didn't go by.
Yep, that's the stoner. Stoner getting messaging. Oh, I just like chicks. I'm like, can I just call you and get this over with so I don't have to text you for 3.5 hours?
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing is the origins of the show was just me bullshitting with you about what you did on Marijuana Happy Hour. It's just like, hey, let's do a show, and now we do a show. We don't talk to each other at all.
No,
we're not even like we're like a divorced couple. Weirdly enough, where it's like we're forced to come here and do a show, but it's not because it's weird. Like it's not like we don't like talking to each other or anything. It's just like we can't waste anything.
No, you got to keep it fresh for each week because if we talk every day, you run out of shit.
You don't want on stream conversations sound rehearsed. You want everything to sound fresh. You don't want to blow your load before you start. You know.
Well, like tonight, we were testing the sound, and the Dollhouse story was a million times better before we were on air.
That's true. That is true.
But we're not going to repeat what he was saying as he's trying to put this thing together. The words coming out of this man's mouth.
Yeah,
Can't
you would
believe
get
it.
canceled for sure.
Yeah, if Johnny doesn't get us canceled just by being Johnny, then what he was saying definitely would.
And why are all men are forced to do this? What are I bet the wife's upstairs drinking some wine,
Nah, man,
maybe
nah.
eating some charcuterie.
No, not here, man. She does a lot of work. She does all the baking, the decorating, the stockings, the wrapping, all that stuff.
Yeah, well, maybe she should
So-
have stopped short of putting a dollhouse together. You're done.
Hey, that's
You're
why
very
I've
upset in the
been
morning.
married for almost 20 years.
Yeah, man, I'd rather bake a bunch of fucking cookies over building a dollhouse.
I don't know. Not me. I'd
The
rather
best-
be on two stone than do it
The best,
yeah.
and kill
The
two
best-
birds with one stone.
the best Bill Burr moment at all time. They're like, women are like, being a mom is the hardest job on the world. And he's like, really? Yeah. Have you seen a guy climb 200 feet in the air to change a fucking light bulb?
Yeah.
Oh,
Howard- Go ahead.
there's I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Mike Tyson Mysteries. It was on Adult Swim. But
Yes.
it had Norm Macdonald was the pigeon, and everything he said fucking killed me. But there's one thing he said that always makes me laugh, where someone says like, "There's no harder job than being a mom," and he goes, "Oh, really? You should try being a dad. You do the exact same thing the mom does, plus have a job."
Howard Stern used to play a clip from a movie where now Grandpa Stoner Brain's kicking in. Jack Nicholson, and she's like, I just want you, and he goes, I'm taken by me. I'm out there 8 hours a day, sister, and you get paid pretty damn good for testing a mattress out all day. Try vacuuming. Y'all haven't heard that before?
I remember that clip.
You can
Yeah.
Google it and find it. It's Howard. That's where I heard it from, but it is from a movie, and it is funny. I mean, it is great acting. It's almost like just real. I mean, it's just he's yelling and screaming, something.
I started screaming and yelling, tried to get everyone to stop, hold in place, and then I got to the I fucked it up. All right.
Do I
One
need
more
to handle
time.
the reading from this point onward?
Okay, I can still see. We're good. I started screaming and yelling, trying to get everyone to stop, hold in place. I got to the put I picked up. It doesn't make sense, right? Or am I high?
It's
Okay,
like-
Marco,
I
you
can't
read
see.
it. Go ahead, Marco. You read it.
It's like listening to a live reading of Hooked on Phonics.
It really is bad, but it doesn't make sense.
All right, Pause Reality said, I started screaming and yelling, trying to get everyone to stop, hold in place, and I got to the put. I picked up the radio and started cussing out the first lieutenant in the first something Humvee. Ooh, yelling at the lieutenant. That doesn't sound like a good move.
Yeah, hopefully his name wasn't Dan. Oh, I suck. All right.
What a timely reference there, Johnny.
yeah, nothing like late 90s fucking AIDS movie. The AIDS movie, what was Forrest Hump?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Greatest movie ever. Loved the ending. That fag got. Never mind. Dude, I didn't say that. Sorry.
No.
Can I uncancel myself? Sorry. Never mind.
Hopefully the studio cut that out because the Rumble Studio sucks.
That fragile eagle of his, I meant to say, is got torn apart at the end, much like his anal cavity. All right. No one would respond by my driver and my. Okay, Marco, I quit. I'm done doing raids. It's over.
No one would respond by my driver, and my axe got two kids' attention, and they started to running up to collect ice water and candy that we normally hand out. Yeah, I've heard about troops doing that, where they hand out candy to the kids, but then I also heard that turned out to be a real bad idea eventually.
Yeah, didn't the kids like blow themselves up in front of the troops?
Yeah, some of them did, and then they stopped doing that.
Mm.
You know, I
Iraq
want to
was
get,
Iraq was just all sorts of fucked up, man.
but I still the best thing of the whole year was those pagers.
Pagers.
They
I had a
said they
pager.
sold all these pagers to the terrorists, telling that don't use your cell phone, use pagers because they can't track you. And then one day they all set them off and they all blew up in people's pockets.
Wow.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
No.
Over 1,000 guys got blown up at the same time from these pagers.
Wow. That's kind of brilliant in a way, as far as
Yeah,
warfare goes.
so Israel sold all of these terrorist pagers, and then one day they just blew them all up.
Wow.
I mean, clever.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the art of war, it's definitely
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why the terrorists will never win because they're really dumb.
Well, I mean, there's dumb and then there's uneducated. There's a difference.
All right, what is the where are we at on the dollhouse right now? What's the percentage of done?
Oh man, I'm so far behind. But I'm making progress. I am
Good,
making
good.
progress, Yeah.
Are you fully clothed?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
So, what are you wearing?
Okay.
Totally.
So this is how Two Stone works. We get this the hottest chick we've ever had on here, and I ask her about gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that episode. We're talking
Okay.
about Dayla.
Yeah,
Dalish.
Dirty Dalish. Yeah,
Dalish,
Dirty Dalish.
Dalish. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Super hot, super cute. Merry
Mhm.
Christmas, Dalish.
Yeah, I follow
Yes,
her
Merry
on X.
Christmas. Everybody should.
And then I have a 50-year-old guitar player, or a middle-aged guy, or older guy. I don't know. I don't know how old you are. I'm fucking
Who, me? No, I'm not that old. No,
47, right?
no
44,
I'm Ray
37.
DeVito's age.
37.
51.
So now there's I got a dude on that's got kids
I'm
and
as
is a
old as
guitar
your
player.
mom. I'm as old as your mom.
And I'm asking him, hey, what are you wearing? What's going on over there? What's happening?
And I answered. That's the crazy thing. I didn't even bat an eye. I just answered it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
this-
now
Yeah, not going to judge you, at least not openly.
No. I
Just going to put that on the back of my mind for later.
I wanted to ask Marco something because he's a younger guy.
Yeah.
It's something
Mhm.
that's been bothering me. I can't figure it out.
Okay.
What is the difference between polyamorous and bisexual?
Okay.
Good
So,
question.
so I guess the short answer is that polyamorous means what type of relationship you are in, and bisexual is a sexuality. But bisexual means that, it just means you fuck both men and women, which, okay, good for you. Polyamorous just means that it essentially just means you have no problem with being in an open relationship.
What?
Okay, but it still doesn't describe your sexuality at all.
Mm-mm.
I guess it just shows that you aren't exclusive, I guess. I don't know.
So you're like Ricada?
Yeah, I just want to know if I put I'm dead, if I have to suck dick or not. That's the main question. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Oh, my.
I mean, if I say I'm polyamorous, does that mean I'm poly penis in the mouth?
Polyamorous.
No, I don't think polyamorous means that you are. I think what you're thinking of, the term is pansexual, which means that you'll just fuck anything.
Temple of Pansexual.
There you go.
Pansexual. Yeah. Astral project yourself into the pussy.
There you go.
Oh, I've
That's
already
definitely
got.
safe.
I got a new video in mind. A bunch of just like a bisexual, pansexual orgy.
Oh, my.
That's not
Temple
much
of
of a music
trans
video. That's
sex.
just a porno.
I am high on top of my terrible word phrasing. Thank you.
I am also high.
I think we're all high, right? Shouldn't we be
Yeah.
high?
Are we?
Yeah.
Isn't that
the
the
edible
point?
kick? Have we?
It
have
is,
we?
yeah.
Have we achieved edible kick-in yet?
You know how I know is when I feel like every ounce of moisture has been just sucked out of my body, and I just, you know what I'm talking about, when you almost
Oh,
feel
yeah.
dehydrated. It's like
Mhm.
what? So that's when I know. And yeah, I'm at that point.
So I know that you're an edibles guy, but is that your preferred marijuana intake is edibles?
Yeah, man. I have to take care of my lungs, you know. So
Okay.
that's the
Yeah.
main reason.
All right. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I'm assuming that you smoked in the past, at least.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you find that there is a difference between the body high as opposed to the head high?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference. It takes much longer. It's not instant, like, you know. And it's slower to get there.
Right. Right. It's a whole digestion process.
Hmm.
But do you normally do edibles to calm you down or to perk you up?
Perk me up.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Sativa guys, so you love the creativity, you love
Yeah,
the openness,
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
opening up channels of your brain that are awake that haven't been awoken in a long time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can go. It's not like it's a dependency where if I do something creative, I need it. It's not that.
Right.
Sometimes I just do it when I'm doing something tedious, you know, something that doesn't take a lot of thought. Like something mundane, like cutting the grass, you know, stuff that's
Mhm.
boring. It makes stuff that's boring less boring. If that makes sense.
Now, have you played pickleball yet, Hi?
I have.
How was it?
It was interesting. I focused on the ball way more. But I wasn't playing fast, and I wasn't playing someone who was playing fast. It was just more of a just hitting around. But I was definitely in tune and watching the ball. Now, if that ball was traveling a lot faster, I'm not sure. But I
Probably
prefer
would have
not
taken a
to be
pickleball
honest
to the
with
face.
you. I prefer not to
Yeah.
do sports that way.
Yeah. It's how long have you been playing pickleball?
Almost a year, I guess. I
Okay.
played racquetball. That's something I played since I was a kid. So it kind of the racquetball courts are disappearing, and so I kind of everyone just sort of went over to pickleball, and there's pickleball clubs opening up everywhere, and so it just keeps me in shape.
I mean, that was in the 80s, in the 90s. That
Yeah.
racquetball, man, that everybody was there. It was
It
like
was.
you'd be like a pussy there. It was, you'd have meetings there with dudes. You'd sit and get fucking hammered at the bar upstairs, right? Am I off?
No, you're right. It peaked. I'd say it peaked in the late '80s, early
It was like
'90s.
the fucking place to go back in the day. And it's crazy. You're like, racquetball? Really?
Yeah, it was, and it was passed down. Like my dad played, and that's what I played growing up with him. So it's usually people my age play because their dad played. So it's kind of dying that way. Like my son now is playing pickleball, you know. So it's easier. I don't know. It's easier than tennis. I do like tennis. I have played tennis, but pickleball is a lot easier to pick up and play like you're playing tennis, but it's not like you're chasing balls, you know, up against the fence.
I mean, it's everywhere. There's buildings being built all over America now. Pickleball entertainment centers everywhere now.
Yeah,
I never would have fucking guessed.
it's just like tennis. I mean, the younger you play, the faster it is. You know, it's just tennis is all it is with a ball that's just different and paddles that are different.
It's fucking badminton with a fucking lower net.
Yeah.
It's the same exercise. It's not
It
a
can
lot of
bounce
movement.
though. It can bounce once,
Oh, it can bounce.
like tennis. Yeah,
Oh, exciting. I can't wait till they start playing that on TV. It's real exciting to watch.
they do.
What are you talking about? Of course they play it on TV. They play
Yeah,
ping pong tournaments for
You don't
fuck's
have
sake.
the pickleball channel? I do.
Of course you do. You play pickleball.
No. Seriously, it came with my TV. So yeah, there is one.
Oh, what, on ESPN4?
No, it's like pickleball TV. And just like I tell Johnny this all the time. There's a bar rescue channel, and it's just nothing but bar rescue 24/7. And I will watch bar rescue like hours on end. It's like that. It came with what kind of TV do I have? It came with the TV, which I've never seen before.
Oh, you
it
got
has
like a
its-
smart TV or something?
Yeah, and it has its own sort of channels.
Like a Vizio or a,
Yeah,
or
but I don't
a,
think it's a Vizio.
a Roku TV.
I'll have to go look. But yeah, it just comes with you can get live TV or you can have channels that come from this brand of TV. I can't remember. So it's one of those. And there's a pickleball channel 24/7. There's bar rescue 24/7.
No, really?
Yeah, I swear.
I gotta. You know what? I'm gonna go. I gotta capture some of that for the show. I can't wait.
Y'all laugh, but if you watch the pros play, it's crazy. And the money's there, the crowd's there. It's leading into CBS Sports football. Like at
money's
11
there.
before the game, you'll watch pro pickleball. It's crazy. It really
The
it's a dumb
money's
name.
there. The crowds are there. The money's there. The
You
money.
think I'm crazy? It's
I
taking
do.
over. Listen, it is taking over tennis. Like tennis is scared.
No, no.
I'm not
no.
joking.
Come
Now,
on.
if you look at Ivan Lendl, McEnroe, they're all playing pickleball now. All the
fuck's
old
sake.
guys are playing pickleball. So
No
younger
fucking
people
way.
play. I swear, it's crazy. Watch it.
All
Now,
right.
it could be like
I'm
racquetball
hooked.
was in the '80s, and it just might explode and then disappear. But I don't know. I the way I see it, it's gonna take over tennis.
Back to the story. I'm
Yeah, go
screaming
ahead.
and shouting. Things are trying to get warm. My team about to possible bomb gives us threats to the kids in truck. 1, 2, 3 got past the bomb. I thought I could be wrong and everything. The other guy didn't go so well. He lost a leg. They took him away in a helicopter. We never saw him again. See what that is? That's called improvisation because I can't read.
Yeah,
That's
that's why you've also made up the word improvisation.
Exactly.
But do you see how confident he was with it? It's all about confidence.
If you sound like you did it right, and as long as nobody looks into it any further, then no one questions it.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sorry, pause. I know that this is a very traumatic story, but Johnny
know.
is not the person to read out your story
No.
to.
He should have sent that over at about 2 p.m. when I could still read. Oh God, I just get dumber as the night gets along.
So what else is going on? Last week y'all talked about drones. Y'all talked about some other things going on in the current news cycle.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for the snow to finally come. We've gotten it pretty easy up here so far, but I know it's gonna come and hit us hard eventually, and it's gonna suck.
Well, I'm kind of jealous that I haven't seen drones here in Memphis. I kind of want to see something.
I am too. And, well, today there was an orb. Did you see the orb?
Well, I've seen footage, but I don't know what's real or what's fake anymore.
No,
What do you mean?
today
It's in-
live.
Wait, it's in Vegas. They paid billions of dollars for it. Remember?
Oh, that's the sphere.
Oh, right, the sphere. My bad.
Got you.
Literally in New Jersey today, there was an orb that sat there for 45. An orb. I was gonna put that up today, but
I've been seeing reports of orbs.
I've been fucking zooming all day and night with the Christmas shit. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there was an orb, just an orb, like a portal, just in the sky today. It had it live on the news. Thousands of people have recorded it. Yeah, I mean it's gonna pop up probably after we get off the show tonight. Just before we went on.
Does that mean Jesus is born?
I think maybe. Is it?
Isn't that the North Star?
Well, Jesus was going to be born tonight again, but unfortunately, Mary took Plan B.
Oh,
Got abortion.
Yeah.
Johnny.
She's in one of those left. She's in one of those liberal states and got one of them abortions, probably from Minnesota.
Yeah. See, God was smart to do it back in the old days.
Yep. He got back. He's screaming and hollering. Nobody could hear him.
So tell me, Johnny, this orb.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What do you think? In all honesty, when you saw it, so it's not fake. It's not a fake video.
No, well, it's that company.
Well, if it
It's,
was on the news, then I guess it was real, right?
no, it's 100%. No,
Right.
there is an orb
Okay.
that we built. That I put I can't remember the name of the company that makes it.
Okay.
I believe it's BlackRock, isn't it?
Well, no, black. Well, we don't say that on here.
No.
We don't say, ask Glenn Beck what happens when you say that word. You're in a He's in a basement in Idaho. Well, I guess
There's
somebody
two-
else is close to him, so I guess he's not too worried.
There's two things
Yeah.
after the show, Johnny. I'm gonna message you to delete. I'm writing them down just for your own channel safety.
Yeah, just just keep BR on the down low.
I'll try to find the timestamps, but I definitely remember what was said.
We love BR. We love Elon Musk, Donald Trump. Love you, man. You're the best. From here on out, we live in Russia, and we're just going to say hi to the supreme being, Donald Trump.
So
That company, there is an orb that they have developed.
Okay.
And why the government's saying, hey, we're just testing shit out. Just shut the fuck up about it, will you? But no,
Yeah.
America can't keep a secret.
no, of course not. People can't shut the fuck up about the most boring, mundane shit about their lives. Do you really think people are going to shut up about an orb in the sky?
But I mean, if something was flying over your house the size of a car and it's low and it is kind of unsettling. I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
I would shoot it down
Yeah, there you go.
because
Yeah,
I'm
and
cool
then
like that. I'm a cool guy.
And then, I'll tell you exactly what happens. You pull out your shotgun thinking you're cool. You shoot down the drone, and you go, "Hell yeah, I shot down the drone. I'm a patriot." And then you look at it, and you realize how expensive that drone was. And no, you're not going to get to that tracker in time. They're coming for you.
And knowing my luck, I would shoot a fucking medical helicopter down with the patient, the medical staff on the plane, all dead because some dipshit
That
thought
would
it
be
was
Johnny's
a drone.
That
I would do it.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened more, to be honest.
Seriously, if they come over my house, I'm going Dukes of Hazzard style, dynamite on the edge of an arrow.
Nah.
Honestly, shotgun's pretty much all you need, to be honest.
I did see footage of a guy hitting shot fireworks and smashed off of it.
I would hit golf balls at it.
Definitely
balls
good target practice.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't shoot a laser at it.
No.
It's illegal. It's illegal.
To shoot a fucking laser pointer at a drone, that is a federal crime.
Wow.
I'm going to go on record right now. Johnny Cush will never own a laser pointer because I'm going to get in trouble with it.
And he's not even talking about illegal reasons either. He's just going to be a nuisance.
Yes,
Yeah.
everywhere. I remember when they got Paul Stanley in the eye with a laser at a concert once, and he flipped out.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well.
I didn't know lasers were so damaging.
Well, yeah, how do you think they do corrective eye surgery? They literally just blast your fucking corneas with a laser.
But they're saying a laser can affect a pilot's eyes on a commercial airline 13,000 feet in the air. A laser's going to go that far and
Yeah,
blow a pilot's eyes out?
I'm not sure about how high it goes, but I remember someone in Memphis getting caught for doing something like that. The laser on a plane.
There's tons of guys doing 20 years in prison for shooting a laser at a plane.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I mean, on one hand, that sounds ridiculous, but I mean, can you imagine if you were a pilot and you were just flying, minding your own business, like you're just flying this plane like it's any other day, and then you just see a laser shoot past you, you'd be like, "What the fuck?" You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's the portal to hell. If I start seeing guys riding horses down the street or hear violins and the thing, I'm gonna grab the good whiskey off the top shelf and go to sleep.
No, there is already a gateway to hell. It's in, I believe it's in Egypt. I think it's in Egypt or Syria or something like that. But it's a literal landmark. I want to go there, but so I think it was in like the 40s or 30s, something like that. It was the Soviet Union went over to the Middle East to try and, harvest oil and natural gases and whatever else they would need. And so they ended up just digging this massive pit in the desert that struck a vein of natural gas. And so according to the story, what happened was there was just some worker who was over by the pit and wasn't paying attention, and he just tossed his cigarette butt into the pit, and it just lit the entire pit on fire, and it still burns to this day.
It sounds, fucking Gilligan. Every episode,
And that's on Marco's bucket list.
there's always
Yes,
a Gilligan.
I want to see it. You're telling me that there's a giant flaming pit in the desert, and it's you're telling me I could go and see it like that's real? You know what I mean?
It does sound interesting for sure.
Well, I found the flaming pit of hell, and I call it Nebraska.
Ooh,
My little
Yeah.
trip.
never been there.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, you want to
boy.
tell? Would you care to regale us about the Nebraska pizza?
Oh
please
my
do.
God! So the pizza literally tasted like somebody put a biscuit mix, and threw SpaghettiOs on top. And
Oh, that sounds horrible.
I took one bite, and it was so vile and so disgusting. I couldn't eat it.
And meanwhile, everyone else around him was just eating it up like it's fucking gourmet.
It's like the greatest thing ever. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? There's something wrong there. There's something going on. I think they're all aliens or something. They're all mean. They're all like, there's no talking to them. There's no
People in the Midwest that just live soul crushing lives just from being in the Midwest.
I couldn't even imagine. Nebraska, it gets the worst of everything. It has the worst winters, the worst summers.
There's nothing but
That's
corn.
bad.
There's nothing
Almost
there.
sounds like
There's,
Memphis.
there's no lakes. There's nothing. There's a river.
Sounds like Memphis.
Yeah, but at least Memphis has some culture.
Some soul
Yeah, I
to
guess. All right, I guess.
it.
Yeah, you're right.
What do
You are right.
what-
That is true.
What do you mean? Memphis is like the mecca of country music at one point.
Did you see? I don't know if you saw what I tweeted, but it's like the most dangerous city in the country. One of them, for sure.
I've been
It's
to Memphis.
nuts.
I've been to Memphis a few times, and there's a couple
Mhm.
towns I go to where I don't get all fucked up. And Memphis is one of those towns.
And
'Cause-
I'd recommend not. I would for real.
If they see me blackout, sloppy drunk, I'm getting everything on me is gone.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they could sniff you out from a mile away. They know you're a tourist.
I'm gonna tell everybody right now, when you go to New Orleans, and I don't know why Nas is just attracted to the worst cities in America.
Yeah, I was born in New Orleans, one of the most dangerous, and now I live. Yeah, exactly.
You
But
can't
tell us
escape
about
it.
New Orleans because that's where I know very well. What's
The
in New
key-
Orleans?
The key to New Orleans survival is look like you're homeless when you're partying. Do not wear nice watches. Do not wear nice suits. Don't wear nice shoes. Don't wear nice anything. Look like you live in a trailer park and you'll have the time of your life. No one's going to fuck with you. You're
Yep.
on their level. You walk in with an Armani suit
Yep.
to these places, you're getting jacked, brother. You
Yeah.
ain't getting no pussy. You're getting robbed 100%.
See, that was my strategy for surviving living in downtown Seattle, was that I would dress up like I'm homeless and no one bothered me. No one talked to me. The homeless people didn't bother me because I looked like I didn't have money. Like, I was just invisible in this city, and it was amazing. Although there was a lot of times where I would I would walk into a restaurant and I look like a fucking bum. And I just walk in and just be like, yeah, can I get a table? And they just look at me like, you have money? I'm like, yes, I have fucking money. I walked in here. You know?
That's the key to survival. And so these guys walking around with Rolexes and rings and shit trying to get pussy. No, you're going to get robbed when you're in
Yes.
Memphis.
Or in
Uh,
Vegas. That happened. That's why
Yeah,
one of your cars
Vegas.
disappeared.
Oh, Vegas, trust me. I've learned my lesson. Quite a
Jakey
few
Lee
times.
got fucking shot in Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Mhm.
isn't it kind of fishy Jakey Lee gets shot just 3 days before Ozzy gets inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Why
It's
would
Sharon.
why would Sharon want Jakey Lee killed?
For publicity.
For publicity, just to
Ja-
hype up Ozzy's getting abducted by saying Jakey Lee almost fucking died.
Yeah, and they were supposed to have this giant memorial for Jakey Lee, and it was going to be emotional. And I got the inside scoop.
Man, Johnny's definitely going down the conspiratorial route on that one.
I know that's usually my job.
But why? Why would somebody shoot a 68-year-old Japanese man at 3 a.m. in Las Vegas?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, maybe he was up to no good, but he did have his dog with him, so maybe he was buying something, if you know what I mean.
Well, he's a guitar player that lives in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We like to have fun out here.
Yeah.
You kind of hurt my feelings that you didn't, fly the track over for me to throw the solo on. I'm getting pretty good.
Well, one thing's for sure.
Patting yourself on the back a little too early there, don't you think, Johnny?
Not only am I not in the same league, I'm not even in the beer league of that yet. I'm below.
This used to be a bit where, like, every once in a while, Johnny would record himself playing guitar and have me listen to it. Yeah, and it eventually stopped because I would just be like, "Yeah, you're getting better." He's like, "So it's good." I'm like, "No, I didn't say that."
It looked a lot easier before I started.
Yes, it always looks easier.
Yeah, I thought all I needed was a whammy bar and a hopes and dreams, but no, you got to practice.
Yeah, you can't escape practice.
I wanted to be like CC DeVille.
I mean, it depends on what you want to play. If you just want to just mash power chords all day, yeah, you don't need a whole lot of practice for that.
You just need to know how to write good riffs.
Yeah.
I went to the hospital when I found out I had a hemorrhageal veins, hemorrhoided veins.
Hemorrhoided veins.
Hemorrhag veins. What the hemorrhaged veins?
Yes, hemorrhaged. Very good.
All right.
Did you get electrolysis again?
The 4-year-old. Went to the hospital and I found out I had 3 hemorrhages. Veins that connect to the back of my eye, the cluster of black dots to my vision, the blood, there's still some there today. Text-to-speech doesn't help at all, as well as it messes up the words. Went to the hospital and found out I have herpes. Nope, that's just typo. Never mind. Whoa.
Could he leave a voicemail of that so I can make a song?
Oh, God.
Well,
that's it.
We're gonna have him on the show eventually, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of audio for you to work with.
Awesome.
It's crazy that the man went through that all.
No, it really is.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing he's telling that story as we're doing something completely different, but it's cool.
It's a good interlude.
It's like, hey man, we got to bring this thing back down. This guy got blown up. Lost his friend in a helicopter. Can't find him. He was out screaming, and he's screaming, and comes back to the barracks. He's screaming. No one's listening.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Ended up with black hemorrhoids in his brain, and here we are.
Black hemorrhoids in his brain.
Hemorrhages. I'm sorry.
Yes, a hemorrhoid is different from a hemorrhage. Jesus Christ.
Hey, if we can't laugh about it, was it worth getting blown up for? All right. Oh, that was horrible, Johnny.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong. If you can't laugh about it, then what can you do?
I mean, literally, if you and your friends would get blown to smithereens, would you have any stories?
No, because you would be the one that got blown to smithereens.
Yeah, because I'd be the dummy that threw the cigarette in the hole full of gas.
Here, pause. I think if you, me, and Johnny went to war, I'm pretty sure Johnny would be the one to die first. And it's not because of any, like, malicious intent or anything. I could just imagine in my head that we're just in the trenches or something, and Johnny stands up to look over. I'm like, Johnny, get the fuck down. He's like, what? I want to see. Blam. You know what I mean?
That's
what I would do is we'd be in the foxhole and throw those guys some joints, and I go, let me know when you want to hang.
Yikes.
Okay, so
Did it
Oh, go
work? No, it looks like they're fixing bayonets.
Yeah, they killed us all and took all the weed.
Yeah, they want more.
That's why I like all these guys that stock up for the apocalypse. I'm like, I'm glad you're stocking up for the strongest guy in America to come take all your shit.
Absolutely. Stocking up doesn't mean shit if you don't have a gun to back it up. That's why I have guns all over the goddamn place. That, and also because I live in buttfuck nowhere, so I kind of need them.
Yeah,
So-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, being in Tennessee, guns are legal, but weed is not.
Yes.
Nothing is required to carry a gun in Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't think I might have mentioned this on the show, but I was born and raised in Washington State, and it was one of the first states in the country to legalize weed recreationally.
Mm-hmm.
But the gun laws in Washington are fucking ridiculous, dude. But meanwhile, on the flip side of that, you could drive across the state line into Idaho, and as soon as you cross that state line, if you get busted with any weed on you, federal charge, you go to jail, your ass is locked up, bye-bye. Meanwhile, I could literally drive in Idaho with a fucking pistol on the dashboard of my car, and if I got pulled over by a cop, the cop would just look in and go, "That's a nice gun."
Something's wrong.
And we wonder why America sucks.
Yes.
He's astro projecting.
Wow.
So your 2020. Why we have Nas? This is a very rare occasion. We thank you, Nas. Honestly, this is an important night for you. We're putting your dollars together, but we're degenerates. We go on so late. You're a responsible guy that has a normal job and has to go to bed, and we're probably never going to have you on again until another holiday. So
Yeah, probably until next year, a year from now, when I'm up this late again on a Tuesday night.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or whenever I'm up late.
So
or
we
could probably have you chime in once the song we're working on is done. To have you chime in for a couple minutes at least.
Yeah, we'll premiere it here. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
we might do a very special episode. Me and Marco really don't have to go on this late. One day we might just, hop on early. That's a possibility.
That'd be great.
I don't know. It's kind of tough because I usually don't get up till about 6 o'clock your time, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I think I kind of like that we go on this late because then we know we get the cool people in that catch us live, like Pause. And, then there's people like Nas where they just catch us later, and that's cool. But obviously we want to rope in the cool people while we can. And if these things pop up at the dead of night, then we're going to get those guys. Those are the people I want,
The Art Bell crowd.
Exactly.
And then, how long have you been podcasting? How long has your channel been in existence? Nas Redna, by the way,
About
on
2
YouTube?
years. Yeah, about 2 years. Mm-hmm.
So you did your rookie year, you got through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it seems it just seems like when some asshole just fucking called you out and called you a bunch of shitty names and it just really just fucking derailed, just fucking took your ass out almost. All of a sudden, have you had a good year with the channel? Had a good year, or did I ruin your life?
No. Yeah, my channel's been good. It's been good.
If you asked me that question a few months ago, it might have been a different response. But looking back, no, it turned out okay.
See, I want to make your podcasting career about me somehow because I really want to be like Bert Kreischinger. I'm getting there.
Well, one of the three of us have to make it so we can take all of us with us.
So I mean, what has been the highlights of the year of putting the show on? What's been your highlights this year? I know.
Yeah,
you've got some of your heroes on, musical heroes, and so forth.
God, yeah, it's just a labor of love. It's I guess hitting 600 subscribers is a pretty big deal for me.
In 2 years, that's amazing. Yeah. It really is, and it's where we're at right now in this climate.
Yeah, it really is hard. There's so much competition, and So that I just I started with an iPhone. I started driving around Memphis doing true crime stuff. Actually, one of my best videos is one of my first, which is wild. It has over like about 35,000 views. And I have about 10 of them that are over 1,000, and I have some that are just don't really get much. But it's been fun just to create and see how it goes. And as far as this year, I mean, I always love the stuff that you and I do together. I mean, those are, I'm really proud of those.
Yeah. No, I like you entered a verse where everybody hates each other, but everybody respects you. It's a very odd thing because you're the only guy that won't ride along. I'll say something and you'll actually go, "No, dude, it doesn't work like that." And I'm like, "Okay, well, tell me." And you do. You're not.
Well,
Yeah. Hey, look, you got a lot of subscribers. Yep, that's what when you're on like with my high subscribed people, and they're licking their asshole. You're like, no, this is actually how it actually went down, and this is the facts, and everybody's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, we like you.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You're not a pussy, but you're not an asshole.
There's a couple
but you're
of
not an asshole. You're not a boastful asshole. You're you state facts, just like Marco. You guys are real similar in that reason.
I think you have to be open-minded to other people's opinions, and that I definitely feel like I am. But at the same time, I have my own opinion.
Yeah.
I don't really like telling people they're wrong unless they're like Aaron M. Holt or Nick Rekieta or Stuttering John.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's like I've said this before. When I have an interview on, it's usually because I'm a fan, and I'm not gonna shit on someone I'm a fan of. And also I look at them as like my guest, so I'm not into the gotcha type interviews. I'm into good conversation.
Right.
And that's what I'm always gonna do. And it doesn't matter. I have people on my channel that hate each other, but I interviewed rivals. And yeah, and that's what I want to be. I just want to be a good interviewer and just put out good content. Be a content creator.
Do you think you'll get back into the true crime stuff at all, or just stick to what you're doing now?
It's all about what I get into, and if I'm inspired to do a video on it. There's no time frame, there's no genre I stick to. It's just whatever I feel like talking about, or whoever I feel like interviewing at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think some of the highlights I caught on this year was that Will from TV,
Will Herring, TV's Will Herring.
Yeah, that interview did. That guy was really good with you. He was a really good interview. And when you went on with those old transvestites, I still am laughing. Sometimes I'll be driving in my car and just hearing some of your smart ass, sarcastic but respectful comments all in one. And I'm like, he just got him. And these ladies aren't understanding his humor. And it's the best thing I've ever heard. One of my highlights of the year.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That show got taken down, unfortunately.
Exactly. It was that crazy. It was so great. Fault. It was great. Yeah. It was great. You did such a great job on that. That was one of my funnest moments of the year.
Yeah, that was interesting for sure. That was fun. When you were talking a little while ago about like interviewing and when like interviewing is very alpha beta, not to bring that up, but you can easily become controlled by someone you're interviewing with. And if you don't stand up for yourself, and if you don't have integrity, if you just take it, then you just look like a bitch, and I don't care who you are, it's like, fuck off. Yeah. And that's liberating to be able to do that, like, absolutely. I don't care,
Yeah. You want to put on a good show, but at the same time, this is your show. You didn't have to come on here. If you don't want to be here and all you had to do is just talk shit, well then fuck off. Go be miserable somewhere else.
Right. I'll tell you, this interview probably, I guess it did happen early last year. It was with this journalist, Jeff Calkins in Memphis. And this guy is a big deal here in Memphis. I mean, he's kind of a celebrity. I mean, he's a top sports guy, covers the Memphis Grizzlies, covers the Memphis Tigers. He's had controversial moments in locker rooms where he asks players questions. He has a radio show here. He's got a book. So he's a big deal here, And for some reason, he agreed to come on my show.
Oh
And it
no.
was right after I interviewed Tukey. And
Oh no!
yeah,
Oh, God.
and I brought him up in the Tukey interview. Like I was like, Tukey, next week I'm gonna have Jeff Calkins, and Tukey was like, yay! You know, and Tukey and I talked about Memphis stuff. So I brought Tukey up in an interview with Jeff, and it did deadpan. And I would make jokes, and it was like crickets. And I think I put crickets in, like I make fun of myself in my videos when I post. Like I put crickets there where I bomb, you know. And I bombed with Jeff Calkins, but there were times when I felt like, I mean, I listened to this guy for 20 years on the radio, and here I am interviewing him, and I talked to him on the radio, but this is like face-to-face conversation, and it became a joust kind of. And there were times when, like, I stated an opinion about like Ja Morant or Dylan Brooks. It was Memphis Ford stuff, and he had a different opinion. And he challenged me, and I answered, and I challenged back. And I'm proud of that interview, but it was probably my most uncomfortable interview.
Yeah, he probably wasn't used to sitting in the guest seat.
Well, of all my interviewers, I was most like, I don't want to use the word intimidated, but maybe starstruck kind of by him.
Well, yeah, he was expecting a little internet fanboy to show up and him to walk all over you.
I guess, yeah. I think he's just, yeah. I mean, he's used to being the man, you know, and
I can 100% say he did this. I got to do this fucking little internet thing. I'll be right with you. I guarantee you that came out of his mouth.
I appreciate the fact that he did it. He's the first guy that basically told me straight up, "You get 1 hour." You know, I've never had anyone like put a time frame on it, you know? And when he was done, it was like I had to wrap it up quick. But I got some really good content out of that interview. I'm proud of it. But it was the one I was probably most nervous doing. And as I got into it, I realized I was bombing, and he wasn't into the Tukey humor that I'm into. And you know, so yeah. If you watch that interview on my channel, you know that going into it, you could see how it came out.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. He's the kind of guy that thinks Jeff Dunham's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like Jeff Dunham sells at arenas. I'm like, to who? Who thinks that's funny?
I agree.
The sports guy in Memphis. I guarantee he thinks he's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, all these guys have egos. I mean, and that's just part of it. You know, it's one thing interviewing a Tukey because it's a joke. We're all joking. But when I have like an award-winning journalist, it's like, okay, this isn't a joke. You know.
Yeah. Well, there's some things like that where it's kind of hard to tell whether that's ego or that's just you taking yourself seriously. You know what I mean? Like, for someone like him, where he's been on the radio for 20 years or something like that, and people seem to listen to, like, a lot of people seem to listen to him and trust his opinion. Yeah, he probably was just playing it safe and just being like, I don't want people thinking that I'm silly. You know?
It could be. Yeah, for sure. Johnny and I have talked about this. You know, it's like, people take you seriously based on your subscriber numbers. You could be a complete dumbass. Like you said before, these comedians are selling out arenas and they're not funny. I agree. But it's all about numbers, man. It's like, you know, I could say something tonight that people won't take seriously. But if I had, you know, a bunch of subscribers, suddenly everything you say, everyone's writing down because it means something, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's, well, one example I could give, also to shout out Mikey Two Milks on Twitch. I was on his show yesterday, and it was great. But there was a section in there where I was allowed to talk shit about songs that I hate, and one of them was the song Soul Sister by Train. I hate that song with a fucking passion. But the thing is, though, is that as much as I bitched about it and I listed off everything about why I hate this song, what I would have done to make it better, or I just would have scrapped it all entirely, regardless of what I felt about the song or what my opinion of it was ultimately wrong. It made them a shit ton of money. So, really, you know what I mean? It's like, am I the dumbass here?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I had that same experience because I go to Duncan a lot, and they play the same fucking songs all over and over again. And one of them is that song, by the Gin Blossoms.
Hey,
Hey,
jealousy.
Jealousy. I hate that fucking song. It makes me angry. It makes me angry. I hate it. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm not saying I like that song, but it doesn't bug me. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
an interesting
it's
one.
weird. It's
I
weird.
hate that whole period of '90s alt grunge pop.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sum 41.
Oh, I can't.
Mhm.
I fucking hate Sum 41.
Oh my god, they're just sweet soul sister.
Mm.
I remember telling my dad when I got the news article that Sum 41 announced their retirement. I read it to him and I was like, Sum 41 has announced that they are retiring after what was it, like 40 years of touring or something
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
And yeah, and my dad literally looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Why didn't they retire 40 years ago?"
You know, I can't name one song I know they're popular, but I couldn't tell you like
I
the
know, I
song.
know, I know. One song is "Fat Lip." That's
Yeah,
like their
that's the only
one.
one I know. The
Yeah,
first
that's
one.
the one. Yeah, but apparently people really like their shit. I don't know
Yes.
why, but
Maybe it's
yeah.
because he married Avril Lavigne, didn't he?
Yeah,
Did he?
yeah, he was married to the skater girl before she left him for the singer of Nickelback.
Yes.
She got Lyme
Yeah.
disease, decided she didn't like the singer for Nickelback, decided she's going to start smoking weed. Now she's 51 years old. She looks like a 14-year-old teenager. I don't know. Tell me smoking weed's bad for you.
This bitch got out of 2 relationships, then picked up the joint, and now she's happy.
Yeah, she's great, man. She looks great. She's out touring. She looks awesome.
Sure beats
Oh,
Lyme
God.
disease.
So Nas,
Mhm.
literally one of the best podcasters out there. I don't really notice anybody that's more professional than you, that puts more time and love into the shows that you do.
You obviously put way more effort into your videos than we do.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Well, I do a different style. Mine are edited. I like, I go for shelf life. I want videos to stick around and not have a date on them. So stuff I might do will be relevant later on. So I think that's part of it. There's no time frame, so I can do that.
Right.
I can edit, and I want my interviews to be like a documentary. They're just a conversation where I illustrate where I can, and it is tedious, takes forever, but it's worth it once I get it done.
No, it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember me and him hung out for almost 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and he pieced together a great 27-minute piece. It was great. I mean,
Exactly.
I
That's how the
can't
sausage
believe
is made.
and I'm like, oh my God, that dude really. I'm like, I don't even remember saying that. And then he puts it into a context. It works so good. He's so good at it. I just wanted to bring you on and say, we enjoy you here. Of course, we play your video before
Yes.
we start every week because we love it. We love you. You're a good broadcaster that you would hang out with a couple of scumbags like us. We don't know why.
I told you, once everyone else hated you so much, that means I gotta like this guy. There's something about him.
Yeah. Well, at least I generate some emotion. A lot of
man.
podcasters can't generate an emotion. You know what I mean? Hulk Hogan made money being a bad guy, so can I.
I don't think you're a bad guy, man. I love all your stuff. Much like you say that about me, I think that about you.
No,
Yeah.
like you said, when I get backlash from people about things I say, I'm like, man, it's a goof.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
new thing. I just go, it's a goof. And they go, what? I go, it's just a goof. And they're like, I don't know what else to say.
I don't know what you
feel
want
like
from
that.
me.
I don't personally feel like that. It was just a goof.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just talking.
I didn't really cheat on you, honey. It was just a goof.
How many times have you told Nikki that one?
I love my interviews with Johnny. I mean, it is just like Johnny has a story for everything, and it's like he's just perfect. I don't know how to describe it. It's magical. Like, just you lob something out there and Johnny just hits it out the park, and he's got a story. And
You know
how
what kind of it reminds me of, like, it's very reminiscent of those stories of, like, you know that weird like Amish tradition where they're like, all right, once you're 18, we're gonna send you into civilization, and if you want to stay there, you can stay. That's like what
Rumspringa.
happened to yes, that's what happened to Johnny, but the Wisconsin version. But he made the decision to leave because he was just like, you know what, fuck this place, and he fucked off to California.
Yes. You know how in the beginning of this interview, Johnny was saying a little bit like he kind of wishes he was, putting toys together for kids. And then he's like, nah, I lived vicariously through Johnny,
yes.
like he is what I would be if I wasn't married and didn't have kids. You know what I mean? So,
And
so
I
when
like
he
that-
tells me stories, I'm like, cool.
and I'm like, oh, I forgot normal people exist. Most people I talk to are weirdos and freaks, and then Nas is like a normal guy.
Yeah. Nas is a family man. Like he has kids and shit.
It's cool though, man. It's cool. It's like, yeah, man, that's what my life would be like if I was him. But decided to go down that road.
And I'm somewhere in between.
Yeah, you can't do both, and that's some of the one of the videos that Johnny and I did about Aaron Imholt and Nick Rekieta. That's a popular video, by the way. It's got over 2,000 views.
I was surprised.
Everybody that's actually sat down and watched it are like, oh my god, that's exactly how it happened.
Yeah, and as far as our long form interview, everyone says that's the most real conversation because we tackled that conversation. As I said in the interview, no one talks like Johnny and I do because Johnny has swinging experience and I am in a monogamous relationship for 20 years. So we had opposite perspectives, but we arrived at the same conclusion. If you have kids, the party's over. That's your responsibility. And that's just when you got guys like Nick, Rekieta, and Aaron, and they fuck around trying to be whatever, this is what happens. You almost lose your kids, or you do lose your kids, and that's no fun.
I've literally seen those fucking like sidewalk interviews that people do. I've seen one where they pulled this dude aside and they were just like, tell us something crazy about you, and he was like, yeah, I used to be addicted to crack for 20 years. Like, whoa, 20 years? He's like, yeah, me and my wife, we used to party all the time. We smoked crack every day. And he's like, well, what got you to quit? He's like, yeah, I had kids.
Yeah, I'll straighten your ass up. It will. It should anyway. Put it that way. It should, and that's what frustrates me.
But
one day I woke up from a crack coma, like right on the edge of Lake Minnetonka, and I decided I ain't never sleeping on the grass again. I smoked a little more crack and developed the greatest pillow ever made. My pillow. Right now. Please, my pillow. I need a pillow. Do you know he went to a payday advance to get a loan to keep his company afloat and didn't read the fine print? 400% interest on a $1.5 million loan.
Yikes.
Rest in peace, my pillow. You should have shut up about the election.
Yeah, you should have.
How does it feel paying 400% insurance to a couch fucker?
And I'm going to tell you right now, all my pillows are my pillows, and I fucking love them. They're the best pillows ever. You only need one? All right.
So you just took that opportunity to shit on the guy just to say, I actually like the pillow.
Because I want to order a lot of pillows. I want the stock to go way down.
I want the company to fail so that when they're just about to go under, I could buy them for $0.25.
I mean, no shit. Greatest pillow ever made. I've never slept so great in my life. Might be the edibles, might be the pillow. I don't know, but they're both working well for me.
Hey, you got to separate the art from the artist, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
If the man makes a good pillow, the man makes a good pillow. I don't care how crazy he is.
Actually, that's a really good one. Do you have a artist that you separate the art from the person?
That's a good question. Johnny Cush.
Awfully bold of you to call him an artist.
He's a storyteller. I'll
I'm
tell
a
you that.
podcast artist.
You're definitely a storyteller, and I'm
very
going to say,
abstract.
and I'll say this before I leave: I'm Kush Army all the way.
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
Carl. I'll never go on WATP. Not that he'd ever ask.
Oh, if he asks, you're
Fucking
going.
Army.
Oh no! If we're sending you in like a Trojan horse, if you ever asked.
Okay, this is the third thing we need to edit out.
Oh, we don't edit. We can't edit, man. It's an oath. It's an oath. I took an oath.
Yeah, but we'll just give it a couple of years. People will forget, and then by the time they realize, it'll be too late.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. 14 people are going to listen to this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, you were definitely shadow banned. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
No doubt.
absolutely.
Well, guys,
so-
I'm gonna finish up this dollhouse.
All right, one
All
more.
right,
What do we-
man.
I
Yeah,
think we
go
got.
ahead.
One, I got one more thing. I'm going
Yeah,
to tell
no rush.
something right now. I'm going to tell every married man right now.
I just don't want to overstay my welcome.
Oh,
No,
dude,
no.
you can. Dude, we'll stay on for 12 hours with you. You're the best.
Okay.
Yeah,
we love you
All
here.
right,
You
all
know
right,
that, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So before we leave tonight, I do want to give you some marital advice.
Let's hear it.
Something that's going to save your sexual marriage. Something that's going to, as you age, it's going to help
Mhm.
the hips. It's going
I
to
need
help.
that.
It's going to help the lower back, the L4, L5. It's not going to hurt as bad. You're going to be able to maybe last a little longer, stronger.
I need
There you
that
go.
too.
Okay,
Mhm.
so what I'm going to recommend for you guys is a sex wedge.
I know
I'm
what you're
telling
talking
you.
about.
I'm telling you right
between you and me, Santa might be bringing one of those.
Santa better be bringing one of those because I'm telling you, my chiropractor recommended that. He goes, I went in to get an adjustment. He goes, man, you're having a lot of sex. It's bad on your back. I says, anything I can do? He goes, get a sex wedge. And I'm telling you, the arthritis is gone. My back feels great after a long session earlier today. Sex wedge is way to go.
Between you and I'm gonna send you a DM of something that's coming. That's similar.
Oh, and
John, here's another advice Johnny
Oh.
gave me once on one of our shows. Wigs.
yes,
Remember that one?
Wigs.
yes, wigs. Wigs can do everything for real. You can turn your wife into 4 new women. Throw a wig on and a different outfit that you're not that she usually doesn't wear. That's you got yourself a new girlfriend.
Uncle Johnny.
hey.
Advice from Uncle Johnny. That's a new show.
And,
That's
man,
advice
Relationship
that you-
advice.
And that's
That's
some
the
advice that you will never get from a married man.
and that's the closest strange you're going to get. That's not going to cost you money.
That's right.
I don't know.
He's-
The wigs are kind of might cost you a bit, but
Okay,
He's not
one thing.
wrong.
One thing before you leave, I have one more recommendation of a product for you,
Okay. All right.
but it has to be used in a certain situation. Okay.
Okay. Let's hear it. I'm
So you
nervous, I'm
need a
nervous
situation.
about this one. I'm nervous.
You need a situation where your wife is going to go out of town for a day.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, because you're not going to want to see her the next day. But there's
I'm
a
already
stuff
intrigued.
called there's a product called Mad Honey.
oh Jesus Christ, no!
Hear me out.
He almost got
I
me kicked
try-
off of YouTube. He's going to end up getting me divorced.
Okay, what it does is it gets you super high. It changes all the colors in the room,
Oh, I don't think. Oh, no.
but it makes you hornier than you've ever been in your entire life. It
Hmm.
makes it better than Viagra horny. I'm just going to put it that way.
Hmm.
And you're going to be able you're going to be able to take her on the rides on Pound Town for a lot longer than the rides usually last. Let's put it that way.
Although
So, what
it
gas station do I buy this stuff from?
did-
Usually where you get your like Delta 9 or THC, where you get your
Okay.
edibles, you can
Yeah,
get it there.
Delta.
It's just called, it's Mad Honey. It's usually $10 and it's one shot.
All right.
Okay, but she's got to leave the next day because you're going to be angry. You're going to be
Oh.
depressed.
Oh,
It-
no,
it-
thanks.
It literally sucks every ounce of jism out of you. That's even like shit that's been like stuck in the back of the tank for a while. It cleans it all out.
Detox. I get clean out.
And not only that, it makes your, I guess it makes your cum taste delicious. I'll try it next time. I'll let you know.
You know what? I'm just gonna take your word for it. I don't know if you need to really test the science on that one.
Yeah, so if you and the old lady, want to walk on the wild side and you guys are going to be separated the next day for some reason, go ahead.
Oh boy.
Throw that and a wedge in the mix, man. People are going to the hospital.
Pound
Well,
Town, as Johnny calls it, Pound Town.
Yes.
So, yes.
Can I offer you some practical advice for your hip problem?
Yes, actually.
All right. So, I'm assuming it's your lower back that's your issue. Yes.
No.
No.
My hips are
Okay.
probably the most achy.
Okay. So, what I would recommend is there's a thing that you can do where it's basically like an improvised standing lunge position where instead of doing the lunge where you take a knee, you take one leg on a couch and you do a full extension with your leg. And then with your other leg, you do the lunge and you lean as far as you can.
I
Then-
picture it. I'm picturing it.
So then once you're comfortable, you you basically bend your leg that was straight and you just roll your ankle around. And that will kind of loosen up the muscles that are in your legs and also your hips. But a more specific one that's for like your legs and your hips is basically, again, like an improvised stretch where, like that stretch where you just grab your ankle and you just pull it behind yourself and you do a one leg stand.
Yeah.
So you do that, but you just prop your knee on on an Easy Boy chair or something, and then you
Listen to
just
Marco.
lunge, and then you just lunge into it, so you can stretch as far as you can go without losing your balance.
I will try it.
It'll help.
That's the only
trust
parts
me.
where I actually feel my age are my hips.
Yeah,
That
that's yeah,
that
that's
fucking
the
Marco,
first to
man,
go
he-
apparently.
Anything. You got a problem with anything? Go to Marco V.
Do
MARCO
do you have-
VEE. We got to
Do you
get
have
that
any
Mako
idea
horn.
how? Yeah. Do you have any idea how many lives I saved just from like practical stretching advice? Where I'm just like, yeah, if you just do this really weird stretch, I know it looks gay, but trust me, like.
Trust me, all you got to do is have your wife put some hot sauce on her finger and just shove it right up your ass. And
Yeah,
everything's going to go. It just hits the reset button.
It'll reset everything.
Is that Bob Odenkirk on Curb Your Enthusiasm? When Larry and his wife are there and he's talking his porn stories.
Yes, I remember that. And Larry took one of the VHS tapes or something.
Yep. He goes, yeah, I couldn't get hard one day, so I had one of the grips. I put some hot sauce in his finger and shoved up my ass. Got me hard in a second. Larry's wife's looking at him. She's like, we got to go.
Yeah, we gotta go. I mean, that is the appropriate response, I think. He's just like, all right, wait up. I don't know how to take it from here. We're just gonna leave.
Fucking Gil. All right. Naz, we kept you for way too long. I'm sorry. I know you got your construction project going, and we kept you up way too late. But, dude, we super appreciate you coming on tonight. It's been like one of our most enjoyable episodes ever on my end, anyways. Marco's going to say, I'm not a big fan of him. Let's never have him on again. But if it's up to me, you get to come on anytime, of course. You always have an open invitation.
He's allowed to come on here once because it's Christmas, but he isn't hearing shit from me until the song is done.
Mhm.
No, I'm kidding. You can come by anytime, man. And I'm going to try to invite myself onto your show just so we can shoot the shit about whatever. And if you would like, I will extend the I'll get my foot in the door to try to get you on the Monday mixtape show to talk about music if that's something that you'd be interested in.
I'll talk about music all day long. Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'll get a hold of Mikey.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
and please, everyone,
I would love to see a Nas fucking Marco mashup. I'd love to. Man, I would enjoy that. You guys need to do that like soon so I could watch it.
I'm in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could definitely talk shit about music. I could talk about music all goddamn day.
Oh, hold on. Rick says, "Are we clearing any of this with me?" And hey, we say, "Fuck you, Rick. We don't need to
Rick.
clear anything with you. Fuck Rick."
Rick, you haven't renewed the contract. It's not 2025 yet. Fuck off.
Yeah, Rick. We're not asking. Nas can do whatever he wants. No. Rick, fuck off, Rick.
I
Okay.
don't know who Rick is.
Go
I
get a
don't know.
fucking go get a fucking dictionary and look up what the definition of guest is. You fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
someone
Rick's-
trashing me right now?
Yeah, Rick's our boss. He's the guy that pays for all of this. He's the guy
Oh,
who
that's
pays our
right.
salaries. He's a fucking ginger faced fucking potato face fuck face. That's
Yeah, I
what
was
he
gonna
is.
say, does he have a potato filter?
No, if he did, we actually would have. We probably would have a fucking working salary.
I got a creepy message the other day on my like regular phone number that nobody has. Like even Marco doesn't have this,
Yeah, I don't have it either.
and it just said the potato's always watching, and I'm like, that
Get
is
the
fucking
fuck outta
weird.
here. Are you
I'm not even
serious?
kidding. I'm 100% on my
What the
regular
fuck?
cell phone number. And I'm like,
Are you fucking kidding me?
my mother's the only buddy that has this number. Literally, I have my regular phone, and then I have my jack off phone that I give everybody the number to and never pay attention to. But
Well, obviously, Cardiff has your mom's phone number.
Well,
Is
let me ask you
Cardiff-
something about that.
is
Let's talk
Cardiff
about
fucking
this.
my mom? I'm asking, is Cardiff fucking my mom?
Wow.
I mean, from what little I've heard about your mom, that's not entirely out of the realm of possibility.
It really isn't. She's not picky. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I don't mean to begrudge your mom, but from what you have said in the past, is like maybe like 30-70 maybe. You know?
Yes, I could see her peeling a potato. No problem.
The potato is watching you. Have you ever had any interactions with him?
Well, I outed him a while back. Nobody watched it, so he was relieved. So,
Yeah, I
I
think I
fucked
remember
all-
you telling me
I-
you met him in Detroit.
I literally fucked all of them guys over, and nobody cared.
Wow.
It was fucking wild. You literally had a picture of Cardiff and you showed it to
Yeah.
everybody, and nobody cared.
No, nobody cared. Biggest news is man, that's not him.
John
It
would have
is him.
paid you for that. John,
And,
Stuttering John.
I did. I emailed him. I says I got all the information you said you would pay, and he blocked me. He offered $5,000 from anybody to. I went and I did it, and I put his picture up. No, nothing. Blocked. Okay. It's all. That's when I found out it's all a work between all of them.
Mm-hmm.
They all know each other. They all have each other's phone numbers, and
Yeah.
nobody gets in that little circle because it's all
That's
fake.
true.
It's all
That's true.
fake. And when I learned that, I moved on, and we never talked about it again on this show.
Yeah,
Until
I
just
still
now.
talk about it sometimes.
Why not? They're easy targets. They're all idiots.
They are.
Yeah.
They're drone watchers in New Jersey. They can't figure it out.
Well, I'm just curious if that was Cardiff that did that and why he would do that.
Because he's pissed at me. Ever since I outed him, man, he's been doing weird shit to me.
But you've never heard anything from him since then? And all of a sudden this just comes out of the blue?
Oh, well, no, I've been holding off till after Christmas.
Okay. So there's a Cardiff Johnny Kush beef going on that I didn't even know about.
Yeah, so starting tomorrow night at midnight, when it turns to the 26th, Kush Army is loading up, and we're going. We're going to make a potato into some French fries, or maybe hash browns.
Wow. This is big news right here. This is a clippable moment.
We're going to make hash browns out of that son of a bitch.
Wow.
So watch that, you piece of shit, since you're watching it. Okay, sorry. I love you, Cardiff. Merry Christmas. Sorry, I'm nice, Johnny. For
You're
one more
jumping
day.
the gun here.
Johnny, I mean, you got the goods though. He should be afraid of you.
Exactly. Could be nice. All I asked for was a couple of retweets. Can't get that. So fuck
Yeah,
you.
no one's going to give you retweets in this community. Unless you're one of the big what, 5, you're exiled. It's like the blue ocean, red ocean. There's only so much of that pie that you're gonna divvy up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why we started our own fucking ocean at mhhnetwork.com.
absolutely.
That's why
We're
I'm
go-
in my own lane, growing, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
keep growing. So subscribe, everyone. Nas_Redna on YouTube, or go to nasredna.com and see all my socials.
And I'm asking you, okay, everybody that listened to this tonight and heard the masterful Nas Redda that turned this show into a listenable show for the first time ever, please go watch this man's shit. I want, right now, please subscribe to this guy. I want to know that we did something to help this guy out, not waste his time. Because he's already he's already disappointed his daughter by coming on here. He's going to fall asleep halfway through this dollhouse build because we kept him up all night.
Well, I built the
His
first
son
floor.
might think it's cool.
There's just 3 more floors.
His you're going to bring because of this. There's going to be tears in a child's eyes in the morning. He really gave it up for you, the listening audience. So you better subscribe, please. Subscribe. Make me and Marco feel better that we help this man out. Please subscribe.
Yeah, if
to
you're
his
helping me
channels.
out, you're helping all of us out. We're all rejects.
Exactly.
Don't subscribe to our
Yes.
shit. Just subscribe to his shit. We don't want take our love and give it all to him. All the subscriptions to him. Let's get him to 1,000 by the end of the night, China. I know
There
you're
you
listening still.
Yeah,
I know
and
there's
take
at
back
least
what I said
1,000
about
of
this
you.
dollhouse.
Yeah, help him
Made
out with
China.
dollhouse tips over on
Made in
his
China
channel.
dollhouse that I've cursed
Give-
the entire country of China. Just ignore that, please.
If 1,000 of you subscribe, good. If 2,000 of you subscribe, I might be able to talk him on how to build another dollhouse and record it just for your entertainment.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell
I hope
you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I hope you're capturing step by step of what you're doing tonight and
No,
putting
I'm
it on your
not.
channel.
It would
You're
be
wasting.
good. I've thought about that stuff too because I've done so many things around the house, and I'm watching other people just get thousands and thousands of views from something that I'm watching. So
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
put a still camera up and then did like one of them things where just it goes really fast.
yeah,
That's a lot of fucking footage, though. That's a lot of storage.
Yeah, I don't know how to do anything. I'm on a phone doing a show. What the fuck
Yo,
do
you
I
too?
know? Yes.
it's all 3 of us.
Hell yeah.
But that's where we're at right now. What can we do? All right, Nas, before we let you go, like we should have a half hour ago, anything before we want to wish you Merry Christmas, of course.
Yes.
And
Um,
anything else before you leave us tonight? I don't want you to leave, bro.
No, one thing I've said I'm going to do is I want to play the Temple of Pan live on your show. So
Absolutely.
I'm working on some sound stuff, and we'll do that. So just
Fuck
go to
yeah.
my channel, Nas Redna. Check out my stuff, and that's about it.
Yeah, people, give me Marco our Christmas present tonight. Subscribe to his channel and make us look like we did something for him tonight, please. I'm not even kidding.
We had
Please
to have
help this
done
man.
something from this show.
Yeah, I mean, please, something for 2 hours of this man's time tonight.
No, it was fun. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I listen to you guys, like I said, every Wednesday morning on the way to work. So it's been fun.
Well,
Awesome.
I'm glad that we could keep you entertained at least,
It's the best show going, like I put on X.
and we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we absolutely all the love that you sent me and everything that you've done for me this year. I can't even tell you thank you enough. I love you, brother.
2025 is going to be our year.
It's been fun, man. I've had a really great year hanging out with you here and there, and I wish you a happy New Year. And we all know that dollhouse will be the best dollhouse ever.
I'll send you a picture.
I
Push
can't wait.
Army out.
All right, see you, bro.
Bye bye, y'all.
Peace.
See you, Marco.
See you, man.
All right, that was fun. That guy is
Yeah.
fun. That guy is
Yeah.
That guy is something else.
Yes, and keep your ear to the ground because I am working on a song with him, and it is in the demo stages. But when it's done, it will be glorious. I'm telling you, I'm real excited for it.
You know, the cool thing is now you guys worked out publishing yet?
No, not yet. I mean,
I mean, let's face it, man. It's your lyrics, your voice. I mean, it's 80% of publishing right there. I mean, especially if you add melodies, dude. 90% publishing. Let's talk, man. You need a manager or something.
First of all, you are not going to be my manager. Second
Fuck.
of all, second of all, second of all, I am doing barely any fucking work. I just wrote the lyrics and I sing. There's 3 other people like actually making the goddamn song. I'm just featuring, as far as I'm concerned.
See, right now you think it's funny, but I don't know if you realize that I made that deal with the devil to have 1 billion listens next year.
How's that working out?
Well, it's not next year yet.
Okay, so at some time next year, you're going to get 1 billion fucking followers.
And then you guys are going to release the song, and it's going to become like Bill and Ted, man. It's going to be like the song that heals the world.
If this song actually blows up somehow, I might have to eat my words and make you my manager. But I don't know if it'll get that far. Nas has me and him have talked about like potentially doing like an EP's worth of fucking songs. And I'm just like, dude, we're just getting started on this one. You know?
Well, I'm saying blowing up so much that Nas takes all the money and literally hires a man just to sleep at his house to cook barbecue. Rich.
I mean,
He like
again,
has a
I would,
pit boss living in his home.
as long as he lets me crash there sometimes.
Oh my God.
Hey man, I'm not looking at this. I'm going with the mentality of like I don't really plan on this blowing up because I don't want to get disappointed when it doesn't. You know what I mean? But if it does, well then we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
I'm going to tell you right now, any musician that listens to a song and says, man, that's my masterpiece. It's the worst piece of shit ever recorded. The biggest example is David Lee Roth, Skyscraper. That song, that shit song. He's, in his own words, greatest song he's ever written. Like,
Everyone
really? That
hates
it? Yeah, Running with the Devil? No, that one, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that happens. That happens to musicians all the time. Also, Nas just chimed in here. He says, "I'm not gonna screw him." Sure, you say that now. Can I get that on paper?
Yeah, that's what they always say.
I'm not talking about a contract. Just like a napkin or something that says, "I will not screw you." Signed here. Yeah.
Oh man, I missed Eddie. I didn't see Eddie on there. Joke time. I told my wife, I'm sorry I could do so much for Christmas, but I'll give you a compliment. You're so beautiful. I go cross-eyed. She just looks at me twice and says, that's right, my love. I look retarded, so you look confused. Johnny rocks. Damn, 10 years. I'm a freak. That makes sense. I agree about the wedge. Good night. I pissed Eddie up and forgot he was here. I'm sorry, Eddie, bro. I'm high. I'm so sorry, Eddie. If you listen back, Merry Christmas, man. I love you. I want to have you on too. It's been a while, bro.
Yeah, sorry, Eddie. We're not good at reading chats. We're not used to it.
I'm not going to screw him. Okay, Colonel Parker, another Memphis resident. You know, he saw there's a star there. You know, he's one of those guys. He's like a what, Luke Pearlman? Lou Pearlman?
Lou Pearlman. Yeah, I think you're kind of hyping me up a little too much here. I'm not like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me talking, and it's just like I don't really consider myself like a super talented fucking singer. You know what I mean? Like I was trained how to fucking play like drums and guitar and shit. Nobody taught me how to sing. I figured that shit out myself. So I'm like, yeah, I suck.
You know, if you had enough confidence, you would be the singer of Skid Row right now. They need a singer, a nice youthful guy
Skid
that
Row.
doesn't have leukemia like the last guy. He had to quit.
Yeah, leukemia will do that to you. It's kind of hard to go on tour with leukemia.
Skid Row.
Hey man, I don't know if they paid me enough, I might consider it.
They're looking. Send them a tape. You never know. You could be that kid like on Rockstar.
Yeah, Nas, hurry up with that song so I can send it to Skid Row.
Yeah, next thing you know, you'll be banging a transvestite with your girlfriend, like Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston did in Rockstar. Man, you got some pussy in your future with that song. I already know it's good. I ain't heard it, and I know it's good. These sons of bitches won't let me get a peek.
It's just my thing. All right, I could send you the demo version if I wanted to,
I
but
don't
it's
want
literally exactly. It's not done yet. I want to send it when it's complete.
Yeah,
So
I don't want to hear it and go, you know what? The demo was way better. And you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, do you have any idea how much more effort was put into the actual version? He's like, yeah, but the demo was just simpler and it sounded better. He's like, well, fuck off.
I got the Guns N' Roses Chinese Democracy, the pirated ones, the one that they went in literally 1 year
Yeah.
in 1994 and recorded, and it was done. Just the demo tapes.
Mhm.
Greatest album ever made. The new one, the one they put out like 20 years later.
Yeah.
Like they took those songs and added all this shit and everything too, and changed drummers, and it sucked.
I actually like that album.
I love the album. I just love the demo version of it a million times better.
I haven't
And
heard the demo version, but I'm in the weird minority where I actually liked Chinese Democracy. I actually have that album on vinyl.
I do too, actually. That's weird.
Huh. But the reason why I like that album is because I'm not sure if you're familiar with the lineup of the current Chinese Democracy album, but they had fucking Buckethead as the lead guitar player. Like they fucking had him. But
Yes.
fucking Axl Rose just couldn't stop being a fucking dick for 10 minutes. And so he just fucking left in the middle of them making this album, and then they got Bumblefoot, which, I mean, Bumblefoot's a good guitar player, but he's not fucking Buckethead.
No, and what happened in the studio was crazy. Buckethead said, I want hardcore pornography on a 24-hour loop, and I want a chicken coop built, and I want you to put a live chicken in there, and I need you to have a chicken shit in this coop, and I need a live chicken while I do these solos, or I ain't doing them. Now, one of the greatest vibes, now that you know there's a guy in a chicken coop watching pornography, when you hear that like porno song that they do, and you're like, oh God, that's Buckethead at its best. That better solo? Look, ain't nobody touching that shit.
Well, there's the fact that Buckethead is a weird dude, but there's also the fact that Axl is a fucking dick, and he refused to let go that Buckethead would not take off the fucking mask, even though
Nope.
they were in the studio and recording, and he's just like, why do you have that mask on? It's just us. But he never takes off the fucking mask. And he's just like, what's your real name? He's not going to tell you what his fucking real name is. Everyone knows his name is Buckethead, and that's it. He's like, what, does your mom call you Buckethead? No. Well, then what does she call you? I'm not telling you. You know, it's just like he just would not let that shit go.
No, I mean, and there's a video of him. His real name's Brian,
Yes.
and there's early videos of him before he became Buckethead out online, and he's just a normal looking dude. There's nothing like grotesque about him or anything.
No, he just looks like a typical fucking metal nerd. You know what I mean? Like he just looks like a well, obviously he wears that fucking mask because he has crippling stage fright. But he looks like a guy who has that talent, but also would have crippling stage fright. You know what I mean? Like he looks like that kind of dude.
No, I mean, he shows up to town with a boombox and his guitar. He puts a mic in front of the boombox, presses play, and completely melts your fucking mind, your heart,
Yeah.
your soul. People, when I say Buckethead is the greatest guitar player to ever live, they look at me like I'm nuts. But have you seen Buckethead live? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's
It's
saying that Buckethead is the greatest guitar player is definitely an objectively right opinion, because can you name any other fucking guitar player who has a solo career of over 300 albums?
Yes, 300.
I can't even tell you which Buckethead album is my favorite because I haven't heard them all.
No. And when you see Buckethead live, there is not one song he's ever recorded that he's playing that night. That's a new song right there.
Yeah.
Most of the concert. There's bits and pieces of songs that you've heard before, but he's the most nobody likes him, and nobody, because of the bucket on his fucking head. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's because he's a fucking weird dude. His interviews are weird. He doesn't like I said, like Buckethead is a character, and he just doesn't want to break character. Which, sure, his character's fucking weird, but it's a character all the same. There are just some people that just don't recognize that he's being a character, you know?
No, not at all. They're like, is that Howard Stern? No. One quick story before we leave tonight. I know we're on too long, but it's just you get on them broadcasting highs, you don't want to quit. I don't know how to describe it, but
Nah, we usually go on long when we have a guest anyway.
But I took a chick to see Buckethead live at just some random dive bar, not even like a place that usually has music. It's just weird.
Yeah, I know a dude who literally just walked into a coffee shop one day and Buckethead was there.
So we got these tickets. This was like a year ago in Las Vegas, and he was playing this small lounge. I think Aces and Ales, I think it's called. The guy from Night Ranger owns it or something. I don't know. Way too much information for this. But the tickets were $8. I'm like, $8 to see Buckethead. I'd like that Guns N' Roses thing. Let's go see him. And she's like, we're going to go see a guy play guitar for 2 hours? Really?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Why? I go, it's $8. Let's just go have a couple of drinks. When it gets boring, we leave. So he gets there. He starts. And we stayed there. And we didn't go to the bathroom. Didn't get another drink. We just became mesmerized on this man on the stage. Just him by himself. The greatest musical experience of my entire life.
The dude is fucking insane.
And you can't explain it to people. I don't know. It's like finding Jesus the first time.
Yeah, it really is just one of those Buckethead. Like there's a bunch of guitar players that are like that, where when you've heard music your entire life, and you've heard electric guitar and you've heard guitar solos, but then you just stumble across somebody like Buckethead, Yngwie Malmsteen, Steve Vai, these people that are just like exceptionally fucking brilliant at the guitar, and you just find yourself just going like, oh, that's how you play that thing.
Yeah. I've never experienced a concert where I felt peace. I felt love. I cried at one point. I laughed. It was like, it was just a man playing a guitar. He's that fucking good. He plays.
And it's a dude with a fucking Michael Myers mask and a KFC bucket on his head, and he's amazing.
That dude plays 4 parts at the same time.
Yes.
It's like there's an orchestra playing, and it's just two guys and just a hand doing it, and it's amazing.
I will never get over that on his guitar he has an NES controller as his dials. Like to tap the buttons to turn on and off the fucking patch cord and shit. That is cool.
And by the way, he plays all of this on a Les Paul with no whammy bar, but for some reason he's got whammy bar shit going on.
Yes. Well, if you know how to bend, you don't need a goddamn whammy bar.
That man is it's a religious experience, and you go see him. Tickets are always cheap. He's on the road 365 days a year. He just rolls around America.
Yeah.
He plays his guitar every night. He drives around in his station wagon, goes town to town.
And if you can't afford $8 to go and see him, like I said, 300 albums. You have no excuse.
No. And like I said, you think you're going to go on? You think it's going to suck? Because I've been to Satriani. I've been to Buy. I'll be honest. It's cool for about 15 minutes. And then you're like, oh, boy, he's got another one. Yeah.
Yep.
But for some reason, Buckethead played for 2 hours. We're like, can you play for 2 more hours, please?
Yes. Yeah. There's just some people that where you give them a guitar, or not just a guitar, but any instrument in general. Is like, there are just some people that have a very unique viewpoint on music. And whether that comes from training or from just how you learned music, you know what I mean? Whether you're classically trained or you're someone like Jimi Hendrix, where you just learned entirely through ear and just how you felt. You know what I mean? It's like
Absolutely.
Music is just a very fascinating thing to where like there's this guitar, and yeah, you can use this guitar to play things like Jimi Hendrix did. You can also use it to play shit like the Eagles. But then in that same guitar, you can hand it to Buckethead and he does that. The guitar is just such a very versatile instrument.
Absolutely. It's the sad thing is you see the 100 top guitar players, Buckethead doesn't even sniff it. And you're like, dude,
No.
Not even close.
No. Buckethead is severely underrated.
So for 35 straight years, this man, he gets up in the morning, drives to the next town, records music, goes plays a gig, gets in his car, drives. He's done that for 35 years nonstop.
Yes, he is literally a dude who just locks himself in his studio for like months on end and just shits out albums.
And just gets in his car, doesn't even take a band with him. Sometimes when he shows up with a band, that's a completely religious experience. That's
Oh yeah, if he's got a band
wow.
with him, you better get ready because he is gonna bust out the good shit. If he's solo, it's still gonna be a great time. But when he has a band with him, you're gonna hear some studio level shit.
It's crazy how good that guy is. It's just wow.
Especially if you could catch them opening for Primus.
I love guys like that who just don't give a fuck. I'm just going to make music. Either you like it or you don't.
Yep.
Here
And
you
obviously he's doing pretty good for himself.
I think he does. I think he's a guy that probably makes $300,000 a year doing what he does, maybe after taxes and everything, which isn't a bad living.
No, for a working musician, yeah, at least he's thriving, you know.
I looked at some of these guys, some of these bands are getting nowadays. Holy shit. I'm starting to figure out why guys are getting on airplanes and flying to gigs every weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, name a band. Okay, we'll do this super quick and we'll get out. But name a band that's touring right now. Let's see if I can take a guess how much they're making a gig.
Okay, a band that's on tour right now. Okay, I'll give you an easy one. How about Metallica?
Metallica gets a $3.1 million guarantee
Per gig?
per gig. Metallica gets $1.7 million, or they don't come to the venue, and then they get paid $1.7 million after they perform.
Damn, that is a fucking good gig. All right. How about AC/DC?
AC/DC is literally in a $10 million club.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's why they're doing giant stadiums.
God damn.
They're asking, why are these old guys fly all the way over here and play these shows at these giant baseball stadiums? And they're like, well, they're going to make almost $100 million by the time it's all said and done. By playing like 10 gigs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if I was getting paid $10 million to pay $10 million a fucking gig, yeah, man, I'd be playing Back in Black every single goddamn night. I'll play it 5 goddamn times. I'm getting paid $10 million, you know?
Do you know how much money they made selling those stupid little devil horns?
Oh, I can only imagine.
Over $12 million of those they've sold since they've started
Just-
selling them.
Oh my god. It's
'Cause
like it really is like I think you said this on the last show where one of the members of Kiss saw a guy walking around and he had like a Kiss hat, shirt, shoes, pants, everything, and he was just like, wow, people actually bought that shit. It
Wow,
really
people-
is that.
Oh God. So some lesser known acts, Dokken.
Yes, Dawkins real big back in the day, but yeah, people don't really talk about Dawkins anymore.
Guy can't sing. He's the only original member.
Yep.
They make $50,000 a gig. Let
I
that
mean,
sink in.
it's not 10 million, but 50,000?
For guys who can't even play.
Yeah. That ain't bad. 50,000.
Quiet Riot.
They're still alive?
No.
Okay.
They got the drummer from Typo Negative. I'm trying to think. They had the guitar player that they've had for a long time, and Rudy Sarzo, that was still in the band, but he wasn't the original bass player, but he was the one that well known, right?
Okay.
Quiet Riot, $45,000. They're a cover band, basically. They have to play 45 minutes. You get paid $1,000 a minute. What the fuck? Why?
So
Wow.
they're getting paid $1,000 a minute to be a Quiet Riot cover band. Not just a cover
Yes.
band, but a supergroup cover band.
Yep.
You're telling me that you wouldn't do that for 45,000?
Fuck yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, Quiet Riot's easy.
Guys, you got to take a couple. I was like, God, that sucks. You got to get up and take a shit plane flight, do a gig, take another plane, do another shitty gig, then fly home for the week. And you're like, oh, he's making that kind of money? I would do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, travel fucking sucks, but if you're getting paid millions of dollars, yeah, who gives a fuck?
Tesla is at $500,000. Huh?
Good.
How?
I mean, yeah, how? But good. I mean, I like Tesla. Good for them, but still, $500,000 for fucking Tesla?
Yeah. That's what, if you want to book Tesla right now for your birthday party, it's $500,000.
Oh,
Well, I can get the
Uh,
Tesla tribute band for $200 and a half of a keg. I'm going to go with those guys.
it's probably just as good, to be honest.
I mean, the ZZ, after enough beers, the ZZ Top tribute band was fine enough for me.
Yeah. Well, I think that's usually how it goes with cover bands, is that after you have enough beers, you're just like, oh, yeah, fucking ZZ Top. Fuck yeah.
He's got a beard. They got a beard. Works for me.
Yep. I think there's 6 of them. Nope. No, there's 3 of them. Okay, hang on.
Cord, $3.2 billion. Cord.
Yeah, but Korn is still pretty goddamn active, though. They keep putting out albums. That's a little different.
System of the Down is going to make $8 million per gig this year. They're doing, I think,
Yeah.
six stadium gigs.
Yeah.
$8
they
million
appar-
bucks.
Yeah, the rumor mill is that they're going to become working on an album, but it wouldn't be the first time I've heard that.
No, they're coming together for some cash gigs like Slayer did this year.
Absolutely. Yeah. Slayer went on hiatus for fucking 4 years and then came back.
Twisted Sister's coming back, thank God.
Yes.
Why?
Well, you don't
we
like-
don't need that.
Well, you don't like D. Snyder?
He's all right, but like Twisted Sister, really, they had 2 songs. It's like you guys couldn't write more songs in the last 40 years. What have you been doing?
Well, I mean, didn't they effectively end in like the mid 90s? Like, weren't they done with?
Yeah, I think no, I think it was before the 90s even. I think it was like late 80s they were done. They come out
MTV
like-
MTV loved the fuck out of Twisted Sister, and they went nowhere.
Yeah, there was a year it was Twisted Sister everywhere, and then they they came out their next record and it just sucked, I guess, and that no one liked it. They were done. Same with Quiet Riot, another band. They were done.
Although
they're
I will
still
say,
They're still up making it. You know, they did it well enough to still 40 years later pull in 45 grand a gig.
yeah. Although I will say, I probably like Twisted Sister more than Quiet Riot, and if it wasn't for Twisted Sister, we wouldn't have had Widowmaker.
Mm-mm. The greatest
Widowmaker.
underground band ever.
Yeah, Widowmaker. If you don't know Widowmaker, just look up the song. This is one of my favorites. Is when the title track of the album is the name of the band. So the song Widowmaker on the album Widowmaker by the band Widowmaker. Real easy to remember.
Your Widowmaker.
That song kicks so much ass, dude.
Oh, it's got double bass. It's got all of it, man. C. Snyder was coming out swinging, and he wasn't fighting anyone. No one was listening.
Widowmaker only made 2 albums, which fucking sucks.
Does that suck too? You're this band that sells like 8 million records, and you're like, you know what? I'm going on my own, boys.
Yep.
I got 8 million fans.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys are pussies. Music's too soft. They're coming out with a hard band called Widowmaker. We're going to kick ass. And they did. Way better than Twisted Sister's music ever would be or could be.
Yes, it was what Twisted Sister wanted to be, but nobody cared.
And I think he sold 80,000 records.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And it's got to just fucking kill you on the inside.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's like you said, like with Skyscraper, you're just like, yes, this is what I've been working towards my entire career. This fucking sucks.
Yeah, David Lee Roth. Yeah, I quit Van Halen because I can't stand them fucking keyboards, man. Second album in, fucking album's full of fucking keyboards. Dude, you can't use that as excuse to come up and put a keyboard record out. Everybody's just like, fuck you, dude. We're done. We hate you.
Oh, I'm sure someone probably talked him into it. They probably got like a studio musician who could actually play a fucking piano, you know?
Yeah, it was Brett Tuggle. Rest in peace, my friend.
Yes, rest in peace.
Yes, I do know David Lee Roth's keyboard player. I don't know why, but I do.
You seem to have a knack for just bumping into random musicians.
I do. I have a lot of David Lee Roth facts.
About how I'm sure all of them are about what a pleasant and wonderful human being he is.
He really is a nut job, that guy.
You don't say.
Like, everybody thinks he's putting an act on. And they're like, okay, like literally, we're going to break him down. Joe Rogan tried to break him for 4 hours, and he couldn't. Rogan kept trying to break him. David Lee Roth, just one-liners after another. Every question for 4 straight hours. You couldn't break him.
Nope.
Well, I just want to tell you one thing, man. We were, Jamie was crying, and Sammy's loving, and, I'm loving and leaving, and Sammy's love him and keep him and marry him and hold on to him, but not me, man. I like to party. I like to drink Jack Daniels. Next question. And Joe's just like, okay, here's some pot, dude. So Dave's smoking and fucking under the table. Oh, by the way, David Lee Roth, you know what his bill was for pot this year?
Ooh, all right. I'm gonna guess. Gotta say 100,000.
$732,000 he spent on marijuana. He's trying to write it off on his taxes as entertainment and creativity since he's an artist. He wants to write it off.
Dude, if I could have written that shit off on my taxes.
Imagine if by doing this podcast, you could write off a bunch of shit for your artistic needs. Marijuana is needed for the show.
I will say that what he should have done is something that I've always wanted to try to do, but I never had the balls to do it considering the subject. But I was going to see if I could possibly get a tax claim from the government by saying, I smoke cigarettes, which means I pay taxes for it, right?
Yep.
So that means I am a customer of yours. So doesn't that mean I should get a tax cut because I keep giving you taxes for this product that you legally produce and spread to all 50 states?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but that doesn't count. No, I didn't think so.
How many times has your ID been scanned in the last 2 years?
I don't know, a few dozen.
See, I'm 37 years old, and I get my ID scanned every time I buy cigarettes or alcohol. Every time. I don't know if it's just because I'm in Las Vegas or what, if that's a law in Las Vegas, but I had him the other day, and I'm like, there's going to be a day where I'm going to be sitting in a room, and there's going to be a lady going, well, looks like here you bought over 400 packs of cigarettes in the last 3 years. You want us to cover you? Fuck you. Get out.
Yep. That's exactly what's going to happen.
They're tracking your alcohol consumption.
That is why cash is king, and cash will always be king, because if you pay for everything with cash, then the only thing that they have to track you on is, yes, I did pull $250 out of the ATM on this day. What did I spend it on? None of your damn business.
Exactly.
You know?
Cash is still king everywhere. I pay everybody in cash every time.
Yep.
And by the way, you can always go, hey, I'm paying in cash. Can you throw in something extra? And they're like, yes. You're saving them 4% every time you pay them cash.
Do you have any idea how many times I've gotten a shift covered at work just because I went up to somebody like, hey, can you cover my shift on Thursday? Like, I don't know. Here's $50. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
It's they're tracking everything that you buy and do. Literally, Google knows everything about me. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And guess
and you
what?
have to in order to access the goddamn internet.
I've went on the radio every night almost for 15 years, and if you don't know everything about me, Google, I don't know what else to tell you. I've told you everything.
You know, they literally have an AI program for that, but I feel like if we forced an AI to listen to all 6,000 episodes of your show, I feel like, you know what, actually, you know how like in Independence Day when they infected the mothership with a virus? And that's how they stopped. That's what we do is we get an AI to listen to the show and get it so stupid that we just send it into the network and just make all of the robots just so dumb that we can just push them over.
Oh, we're gonna go on and talk about masturbating.
You don't even have one of those. Shut up.
The guy's the fucking robot is taking his bolt down there and going up and down with it. All right. So it is Christmas. It is time.
Yes,
think-
it is officially Christmas over here on the west side of the country. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Santa Tracker right now is in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Santa, big shout out to Santa Claus.
Enjoy your time in
Tuscaloosa.
Alabama because nobody else will.
I don't know what Santa's going to bring me this year. Hopefully he brings you, I don't know. You know, in your family, probably a carton of smokes and a kick in the ass, right? Every year. Smoke up, Johnny.
Oh yeah,
Breakfast
I'm sure.
Club. Sorry, I'm still that from the Breakfast Club. I did.
Yeah.
Smoke up, Johnny.
I
gotta
don't know.
get that
I
clip.
don't. Yeah, you got to pretty much anything that. Now that I think about it, there is probably like a lot of Johnny clips just in movies and TV shows that we could just steal and use out of context.
Absolutely, Johnny's a great name. So you got so many songs.
Yeah.
Johnny was a schoolboy when he heard his first Beatles song.
Johnny be good, except you're Johnny be bad.
There was a Johnny B. Bad movie.
Oh fuck, you're right.
What didn't somebody wear blackface in that?
Did they?
I don't know. Didn't a white guy play a black guy in that? Let's see, Thomas Hall. Oh, that was Soul Man. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the fuck are you talking about?
All right, I'm gonna look up Daddy Be Good Bad.
Johnny be bad.
Johnny B. Bad. Or is that a wrestler? I think that might have been a wrestler. Never mind. My geek's coming out. We got to go.
Oh no, it's starting to crack. We got to go.
Oh, my geekness is wearing in.
I knew I'd rip it out of you eventually.
So hopefully Marco will get that Red Ryder BB gun tomorrow morning.
And I'll be shooting my brother's eye out.
Yeah, absolutely. A little programming note: we will be off next week because Marco will be wrestling his brother and his father after too many whiskeys.
Yes, as per the rules of Festivus, the feats of strength must be achieved.
And remember, never clear after beer. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So we'll be off next week. We'll be back January 6th for Insurrection Day, the very, very first time we get an insurrection party going on, brother. We love Trump here. I don't know if we don't, but
don't forget your insurrection pills.
Yes. We're all going to drop some Mad Honey on January 6th and celebrate the man that shit on that poor woman's desk. All right.
You say poor woman, but she did work at the White House, so.
Yeah, we all know that Nancy Pelosi's up to no good.
Listen, you're not going to convince me that Nancy Pelosi is a good person in any capacity. I don't trust any of those fuckers. You should know that by now.
She does have great taste in ice cream, I'll tell you that.
So does Joe Biden. It didn't win him the presidency.
No, fucking. Well, all right. We're not going down that road.
Another time.
Yeah, he's still in office. He can still do shit to us. We'll wait till he's gone, then we'll talk shit.
Yeah. But once he's out of office, then we celebrate Insurrection Day and we piss off Trump, and then we have to be careful for another 4 years.
Still where we are podcasting, that there's a bag thrown over our head, dragged in a van somewhere.
Yeah, famous last words were, wait, Trump actually listens to this shit?
All right, and before we go, I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. And I want to thank you for making this year, because this will be our last show of the year. I think it's been fairly successful. I mean, we're not breaking any things, but we've had a very successful year. We're building slowly but surely, and I think next year, good things are ahead. And I want to thank you, by the way, for taking up your Tuesdays and hanging out with me and putting together one of the most fun shows I've ever done. And I want to thank you for that. That's my, that's me being gay for a second. I'm going to go back to my original character, but thank you. And it's been a privilege and a pleasure. And I don't take it for granted whatsoever.
Yeah, the feeling is mutual. I never really thought I would ever really do a podcast at all, and I never really considered this a podcast. It's more just us just fucking around talking about whatever, to be honest. But like you said, like the fact that anybody's listening to this at all, and it is slowly growing, but every now and then I just check it every so often and be like, oh shit, we got a new subscriber. Wait, somebody actually listens to us? What the fuck? But that it's actually just been real fun, just kind of just dicking around and actually seeing this slowly build. And I would like to see it grow, and I would like to see it grow faster. But at the same time, I'm also just having fun doing this as is. So either way, I'm glad to be a part of it, man.
Absolutely. It's been a fun year, and next year we're going to kick some ass. And like I said, like I'm learning every week too. I'm learning how algorithms work and shit. So we're getting there.
Yes, slowly but surely, we'll figure it out.
I'm starting to figure out that I need to put hashtags on stuff. I guess that's a thing.
Yeah, although I would say, like, put hashtags on things, or maybe think of some hashtags that are consistent with the episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think putting, I've been putting like photography shit up on the hashtags because it said these are the best hashtags. I'm like, all right, I'm going to steal these, put those up. That's what they say.
Yes,
people are saying.
Yes, but those ones have nothing to do with what our show's about.
Exactly. And you're like, I'm never listening to the show again. I don't want. It has nothing to do with photography. But if you're here,
What do you mean? This picture's real.
I know we can do lenses. You know, I use a 472 and a 521 Nokia. I usually use the 521 during sunset sites. You know, where lighting's kind of weird. You know, if it gets extreme lighting, I'll put an 821 lens on there. So there's your photography shit. Box check, motherfucker.
I took a photography class in 2011, so I think I know what I'm talking about.
I actually enjoyed the smell of the dark room. The chemicals. They turn me on.
Gets you real lightheaded, and they tell you when you get lightheaded you should leave, but that's when it gets real fun.
That's when those pictures I shouldn't have took came to life, and that chemical high hit me just right at the right time.
See, this is why we tried to make it relative to photography, and we realized why we shouldn't.
I also want to say that if you get ejaculation in your reducer, your picture's not going to turn out very well.
It might come out kind of foggy.
One quick question, one sick comment because I had to get one in. No, never
Okay.
mind. Let's just keep it clean. We've been clean all night. I'll see you for my show tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
It was just a piece of ejaculation art, but I'll get into that tomorrow night on my own show.
Yeah, you know what? That probably might not be the best idea for YouTube.
Yeah, I was really like looking at the Shroud of Jesus, but we'll save that for another show. The Shroud of Christ. And,
God.
Hey, big shout out to the big guy in the sky, Jesus Christ, man. You're a cool guy. I think you're cool. I always thought you're a cool guy. I live my life like you. I treat everybody with respect. Everybody is better than me in the world. I'm better than nobody else. I'm always open to hear anybody's story. Jesus, you are a righteous dude. And happy birthday, my man.
Yes, happy birthday, Jesus.
Even though your real birthday's in July, because I know you so much, I know the truth.
Yeah, you and me were real close at one point.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Jesus was really born in the summer. Honestly, it's 100% true. But, you know, churches need to make money, and, it's kind of slow with the merchants during the winter, so we need to figure a reason why people need to buy shit. We got Christmas. We love it. Jesus, I know we're celebrating because of you, buddy, not Santa Claus. You, Jesus. Thank you, brother. And by the way, Jesus, I have the sage. Could you maybe change it to something else for me?
Yeah, see, they told me this stage is really cool, and it really isn't. I feel like they lied to me. Could you help me out here? You get what I'm saying?
I'm getting a little tired. Could you change my indica into a sativa? I went the wrong way tonight.
Can you tell your dad to grow more marijuana plants naturally? Like just randomly one day, just marijuana plants everywhere. That'd be real cool.
Yeah, and like maybe like my backyard.
Yeah, my backyard specifically. Like if one area, just my backyard.
And I don't. What do you get Jesus for his birthday? I don't know what flavor cake he would like.
Apparently, it's gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So I don't know. Maybe he would like a mint chocolate chip cake.
Yeah, we got gold, frankincense, myrrh. We got this little drummer boy, and here's a mint chocolate patty.
I mean, do we really want to mess up Jesus when Jesus comes back his birthday and give him the wrong cake?
When Jesus comes back, it's not going to be a good time for anybody. I don't think cake is going to solve the problem.
Well, I think if you get, literally, I think a safe choice, if you're unsure of a cake preference, I think you always go marble. Marble always satisfies.
Yeah, marble cake is like, yeah, every time I've had marble cake, it's always fucking delicious.
Yeah, you can't complain. You're like, I like chocolate cake. Well, eat the chocolate part out of it. I don't like chocolate cake. Well, talk to that guy and you guys can split it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you gave Jesus marble cake, it might not stop the end times, but it might buy us a few precious minutes.
Pause Reality has a moon pic. He has a telescope and a phone to the viewfinder. He sees great pics. Yeah.
Yeah, he
that.
has Yeah, he has a telescope and he takes pictures. He sometimes puts it in the Dalish Discord. They're really cool.
God, I wish I had a life like his. You know, just he just seems like to have a lot of shit going on. You know what I mean?
He's
A
an
lot of different
interesting
shit.
he's an interesting dude, I will say.
Because you know, not much to me. Like, hey, give me some drugs and some pussy. That's me. That's it. That's all I really care about. He's got fucking telescopes, moon photos. He's got information. He's his brain almost exploded. He can move marbles and microwaves. I mean, unbelievable. This guy. Of course, Merry Christmas to Eddie Spector. Of course, Pause Reality. Thank you. You've been actually not Pause. You've been a huge part of the show this year, and I want to thank you too before we leave.
Yes,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much. You know, me and Marco, we've been you know, a little down, and since you've come on the show, I think you've really boosted our morality in our show, and it's been great
Yeah.
having you around, buddy. It really is. You've been a real important part of the show, and don't let anybody tell you differently.
Yeah, it's good to know that there is at least one person consistently listening to us, and the fact that you do show up live does kind of force me to go like, oh shit, I gotta straighten up, I gotta pay attention, you know, I gotta try
Shit,
to
just someone
entertain.
listen.
Pause. Yeah, someone's actually here. Oh shit, I gotta focus.
Absolutely, and of course, the great Eddie Spector. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. For
Yes.
as your wife kicks your ass tonight for not getting her a present.
I'm sure he'll make up for it.
All you need is a sex wedge. You could have got her that.
Yeah, or maybe 2 or 3 of them.
And I swear to God, if Nas sends a picture of a sex wedge he bought for his wife tonight, it's gonna blow my mind. It really is.
He actually listened to you.
No, like he already knew that before I told him.
You have the same chiropractor.
I guess word's getting around in the pickleball community.
Oh yeah, they probably have bad hips.
Oh, that guy, man! That guy is such an onion, and I keep unraveling. He's like that guy at work that's just the weirdo that nobody really talks to, and then one day you look over and he's speaking fluent Spanish to people, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on with that guy?"
Yeah, he really does look and sound like one of the most unassuming people. But then you play Temple of Pan, it's just like, wait, you wrote this? You did this?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many layers to that guy, and that's what makes him so interesting, and that's why he's great at what he does.
Exactly. He's a very rare talent, and one that I'm glad is in our corner forever and always.
Yeah, well, one guy that, you know, as he gets a little more, you know, going, will pretend he never hung out with guys like us. It will kill his career. And trust us, we know, so you aren't going to hurt our feelings.
Yeah, as long as you tell us beforehand, like, hey, I'm gonna have to drop you, but it's only because my life will be ruined if I don't, and we will understand.
Yes. But thank you so much, and thank you everybody for making Two Stone such a pleasure this year. It's been a fun thing, and I could just, I guess, say nice things because I'm in a good mood tonight. I don't know why. Oh wait,
Maybe.
Hold on. We got to kill it. A sinkhole will open up in your backyard, revealing a cave with old age Kush. The only thing is it's going to take 3 to 5 business days. Oh my God, he's gonna. My backyard's my pool house. I'm just going to fall into the earth.
But you're gonna
That's
fall
right.
into Kush.
Well, okay, but
You'll just smoke your way out of it. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. You know what's going to happen is I'm going to fall through the floor, and I'll be impaled by a giant Kush plant, like on the Cable Guy when he goes through the satellite dish. I was going to be laying there with my arms and legs flailing, dying with a marijuana stock going right through the middle of me.
That's the ending of your biography.
Oh God. You gotta love Pause, please. If you want to do large sinkholes with marijuana, it's more of Marco's territory. That's his kind of thing.
Yeah, I at least will have fun with it.
like on Dirty Work. If you don't pay the rent, I'm going to punch you in the stomach. He goes, well, if he punching in the stomach, that's going to be his department.
Yeah.
Any physical violence, direct that towards Marco, please.
Yeah. Although with me, it's just before I jump into it, it's like, all right, now before we carry this any further, what did he do? and depending on what they say, I might just look at you and go, all right, you get one.
One. I'll give you one.
Yeah, you get one punch to the gut, and then you walk away. That is it.
And no looking me in the eyes when you do it.
Yeah, if you look him in the eyes, he'll just make it weird. Just punch him and leave. Trust me.
All right, man. Anything else before we go tonight? I really want to go. I really want to do one of those episodes. I could do it tonight, but you know what? We've done enough. We've done enough for these people on Christmas. This is either a Christmas present or a Christmas torture. I don't know. You take your pick.
Yeah,
it's like I guess if you're naughty, I guess they force you down, stick earphones in your ear, and make you listen to our 3-hour podcast tonight.
Yeah, I consider it a gift because we actually got Naz Redna on the show. It's something that we've been talking about for a long time, and I'm glad that we actually got to make it happen. And hopefully people who listen to this will check him out for sure. I mean, and like you said, we obviously want you to spread the word about this show and make us more popular, but if there's anybody that deserves it more than us, it's definitely him, especially since he took time out of his day making Christmas for his kids just to talk with us about nothing. So please spread the word. Naz Redna on YouTube, Rumble, X, all that shit, please.
Absolutely. And we'll post all his links tonight. Or I'll probably do it in the morning. Let's be honest. On the show page here on YouTube, Rumble. Like I said, I want to thank everybody. That's it for me tonight. I don't know. Anything else?
No, just quick shout out, Mikey Two Milks. Check him out on Twitter and watch the episode that I was on. Other than that, just Merry Christmas, Happy Festivus, Happy Hanukkah, Crazy Kwanzaa, fucking have a good one. I don't know.
Yeah, and I got out of this tonight without hearing your list of grievances. The way this happened would be me at home doing nothing important in my brain. So I got up and leave. This is going to be the last words of the year for our show from Pause. All right. I get set to some places I'm needed, and I have a story time. I save one person after that next before killing themselves in the moment. This will make you think till next year. The way this used to happen would be me at home doing nothing important in my brain. It says get up and leave and go to a place. And when I get there, I coincidentally meet up with the person having the problem. Wow. Oh. Well, good night, everybody. Oh boy, that's why I love him. I love that fucking guy. I don't know what else to say other than I fucking love you, Pause. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about half the time, but I fucking love you. I do.
That's why.
You know what it does?
That's why we're gonna have him on the show soon to have him clear this up a little bit.
And all during the week, I think about everything I read about Pause as he's speaking, and all week I'll be thinking about him. So, Pause, you're always on my brain. You melt my brain, and I love it.
That's why we keep you around.
I don't know. I think it's time to, I guess, just smoke some of that Abraham Lincoln shit, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. It's Tuesday. It's like it's the perfect occasion to do so. Just like Monday and Wednesday and Thursday. Like any other day.
On the news, a rare dime hidden for decades sells for over
Rare dime.
$500,000.
And by the way,
rare dime whose
I've been seeing dimes everywhere after this.
Just sold for just
on the ground.
$500,000. Who needs dimes when you got?
There was one stuck to my back the other day.
You should be checking them to see if there was a misprint or something. You might have a rare dime on your back the whole time you didn't know.
I mean, how bad would that be if one of our audience listeners one day just found that dime? Woo woo! And this will be in my mind forever. Woo woo!
This is probably
know
a
it.
highlight. This is probably a highlight for me of this year is creating this song.
All right,
This is
brother.
probably
The real dimes you need, right?
We'll catch you in a
You
couple of
need,
weeks.
fucking Franklin D.
Yep.
Roosevelt. You need
Enjoy
that.
your
You need
week
that
off, and I'll catch you on
Abraham
your show
Lincoln
tomorrow, man.
push, dog.
All right, bro.
You need to smoke the fucking
Peace out, and
Benny
Merry
Dog.
Christmas.
and shit. You know what I'm saying? You need that shit.
Yeah, Merry
that frees
Christmas,
the
Happy
slaves,
New Year, and-
motherfucker.
Underground Railroad.
Don't
shit.
pay for those cookies. Thank God the sinkhole is a joke. Yeah, because the sinkhole would be below average, especially on
Abraham
Christmas.
Lincoln push.
Thank you.
Subscribe to That's So Funny.
You need that underground.